Don.
Sometimes fraud gives you movement. It sounded like it moved.
Hahn.
You heard a squish?
And Rosenberg.
Shake gently to assure complete activation. Hello.
This isn't North Dakota. This is New York.
This is Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg.
The best threesome I've ever heard.
On ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, it's Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg, ESPN in New York. You can participate on 880 AM. You can listen on the ESPN New York app. You can consume us visually. Take us in whole. Swallow it all up and enjoy it. Right there on the ESPN New York YouTube channel. Very, very excited, guys. The great national nightmare is over. Cody Bellinger has a home, and it's in pinstripes in the Bronx. You can sleep tonight, Alan.
I mean,
probably on your back.
Well,
not quite that far, right?
I got to be honest with you. I was not really that worried.
Not that worried because you assumed he'd end up there, or not that worried because you weren't desperate for Cody Bellinger?
Oh, no. I was desperate for Cody Bellinger.
Oh, there you go. You were yearning.
It was more of the longer it went, the more it's pretty obvious he just wanted to be a Yankee, and Scott Boras was like, all right, settle down, son. We still got to get you the most we can. We got to squeeze him as most we can. Let's create a market, and let's get this notion that they can lose you. And every time the Yankees kept putting out like the smoke signals of, that's our best offer. We're ready to move on. That's telling Boras, like, we're calling your bluff. We know he wants to be here. Just do the right thing and let's get this thing done.
The right thing. And then
they got it done. So I got to be like, ask Anthony. Anthony and I talked about this a lot offline, and it was my sense for the last couple of weeks has been the longer this goes, the more it's pretty clear he just wants to be a Yankee. And they were trying to just get the most they could out of the Yankees. And, he did pretty well for himself, and the Yankees roster seems like it's pretty set now.
Well, and I was going to say, Don, probably the same thing you're going to say. Once the Mets acquired, as I like to call him, Lou Bob, Louis Robert Jr. or Luis Robert Jr., depending who you ask, that had to mean basically the musical chairs were over, right, Don?
Yeah, it was just down to, I guess, maybe the Blue Jays could have threw their hat in the ring. He wanted to be a Yankee, but all the reports going into yesterday's signing it was between the Mets and the Yankees. So once the Mets went with their center fielder, you knew that it was just a matter of time. Yankees didn't want to go to 6 years. They really didn't even want to go to 5. But this is what you got to do. Michael always says in free agency, sometimes you're going to have to hold your nose. You're going to have to go there if you want to be competitive and you want to win. And they took care of business. It's got some lockout clauses in it, which sends up red flags that the New York Yankees are preparing for a work stoppage in 27. I think we all got to get comfortable with that possibility as we get closer and closer to that. But I'm with Alan. I was never really worried the Yankees were going to lose them. Mm-hmm. Just how would it look if they did? Because they didn't really do anything during the offseason. Weathers is the only player they brought in outside the organization during the offseason because they are a good team. They're not that far removed from going to Game 5 of the World Series. They won 94 games last year. But what would it look like if they had lost Bellinger? And now you're relying on Dominguez, who can't stay healthy. You're relying on Jones, who still hasn't, performed on the major league level yet. So it was something they had to do. They did it, but it still feels, guys, that the Yankees kind of stayed pat, which isn't awful because they're a really good baseball team. But, the idea that this was going to be an offseason, we're going to take a huge step and spend a lot of money and improve the team, they kind of stayed the same. You got to cross your fingers that the starting pitching is healthy sooner than later. But Bellinger was all about the status quo and what would it look like if they didn't bring him back.
Well, now we don't have to know, Don. All we know is we ended up at 5 years, 162. So ended up just about $2.5 million more over the staying put at 160 that we'd been hearing.
Mm-hmm.
And now, Alan, we can get into the conversation about who the Yankees end up keeping and who they end up dealing, given that now we know with Grisham, Judge, and Bellinger, we have at least what the plan will be for starting outfielders.
Yeah, that's what you watch next now. Is it going to be Jones? Is it going to be Dominguez? I don't know how much value Dominguez has right now. Jones still probably has some value because we haven't seen him at the major league level yet, although there always are concerns about his size and the quote-unquote holes in his swing. But they clearly, one of those two are probably going to have to go. Bellinger also, with no Goldschmidt now, Bellinger does give you that multifaceted thing that other teams would have probably considered, in that he can play first base when Ben Rice needs a night off, or maybe even when Ben Rice catches, right? So you have that as your – Ben Rice is now your full-time first baseman, and Bellinger can fill that void when needed. But that's your outfield. I thought it was a pretty good outfield last year. I think Bellinger with Judge has been very good. So all that stuff is – like the Yankee roster by May or June will be, or at least you hope so because of injuries, should be whole by then. Then you'll really know what you have. But I this is like, I don't know what more anybody would have wanted the Yankees to do this offseason, but this is a team that won over 90 games last year, and they had lost Garrett Cole for the whole damn year. They got a closer midway through the year, and by the end of the year, we kind of said, okay, they got a closer finally, because we didn't believe in Devin Williams. He's someone else's problem now. So I kind of look at the Yankees and the kind of the retooling they did from July forward, and a little bit of the offseason, but not too much. And all you're waiting to do now, unfortunately, is to get to May, when you'll get Rodon, well, you'll get Cole coming back, well, you'll get Clarkson's probably later in the year, but your starting pitching will start to come back and be healthy. And I think what you can hope for is that the Yankees become a second-half team. But they didn't get worse, that's for damn sure. And they were a 90-plus win team last year. So what can they be now in what's going to be a really good American League East?
Well,
that's the question, but I think they're as good as they were last year, and they have the potential to be better because of the pitching getting healthy at some point early in the season.
Well, you won 94 games. Wasn't good enough to win the division, but it was the same record you had with the Blue Jays, but the Blue Jays had the tiebreaker.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't consider 94 wins a spectacular season, but it would have been good enough had you beaten the Blue Jays in the regular season a couple of more times, good enough to win the division. And we've seen in baseball, the dirty little secret is that how big are all these games in the regular season. They keep adding wild cards. We've seen teams, we saw it with the Mets, miserable start to the season a couple of years ago. They get hot and they go all the way to the League Championship Series. We've seen teams like the Braves and the Nationals be awful at the All-Star break, turn it around in the second half, and win championships. Mm-hmm. So if the Yankees have to struggle in the first month, even a couple of games under 500, don't panic. The cavalry's coming. They still have the ability to add during the course of the season. And they're in a division that I think mid-90s could be good enough to win it. Now, the Blue Jays are good. Red Sox have an amazing starting rotation, but I still think the Yankees are better offensively. I don't worry right now about the Rays and Orioles, although the Orioles did add the bat from the Mets. But honestly, I think the Yankees are in really good shape. Listen, Yankee fans are like a lot of other fans. They want to pile on, right? They want insurance policies all over the place. I want all-stars at every position. I want to make sure if somebody goes down, the equivalent can slide in. Mm-hmm. That's hard to do. But they didn't need to make a ton of improvements. They just had to make sure they didn't have what happened last year happen this year, losing one of your best players. They didn't. They kept Bellinger. They didn't have to go crazy. They didn't give him 6-7 years. That's what Bellinger wanted. He wanted to stay. They did it. And the Mets think they got their guy, and we'll see. He's young. He's an A-plus defender. Doesn't hit for much of an average, but had 38 home runs in 2023. So the Mets think they got their guy. The Yankees bring back their guy. And I think other than maybe the Mets adding to their rotation, there's probably not going to be a lot of news coming out of local baseball until we get started.
Well, listen, you can look forward to this team having enough to either find a way into the wild card, win the division, and either lose in the divisional or the CS, or eventually get slaughtered by the Dodgers. But it's all right there for you, so you can look forward to it.
No. I really do have a different confidence because of the fact that you'll have Cole and Fried together. Rodon as a third guy. Like, come on, Don. Like, if we're being honest, first half of the season is one where you got to tread water, right? You got to tread water,
right?
You got to get through it because you're going to be missing some key pieces. Like, Volpe's going to be out for a while as well. And man, are you hoping that he has a bounce back season? Because if he doesn't, we know it's probably going to be the end for him. And Lombard's waiting. But I'm looking at this more or less like a lot of times we get into August and it feels like That's like the season's getting long. Just get me to September. I'm of the belief that this year, the August and Septembers might be the more important months for the Yankees, where they actually start to show you who they are. Like we're so used to them getting off to the good starts and getting all excited, and then it hits that plateau mid-season, and then we really get frustrated in August. But because of how this is set up, this might be a different type of story this year. I'm more optimistic. And remember I said it last year that this is about next year? I felt like I was saying all last year.
Yeah, you always said that.
This is about 26. Well, it's 26 now. And I have a different optimism about this team this year than I did last year. And it started with some of the stuff that Cashman did in July at the trade deadline, fixing some of the issues that they had, getting more athletic, and also fixing the closing situation, which we know that was a disaster. It was not working with Devin Williams. Bednar is much better, and they've got him now. He's comfortable as a Yankee. He's already spent enough time here. So I'm actually a little more bullish on the Yankee season this year than I was obviously last year, but maybe other people might be.
Well, what is it though? Is it just the fact that Cole's going to be healthy?
Healthy, yes.
But is
you
it?
Never
but
got
Don,
to see. You understand? Max Fried was a Cy Young candidate for the majority of the season. Yes, he did fall off the end of the year. There are always concerns about him and innings because he's not typically a guy that eats up a lot of innings, right? Did he wear down? But if you have Garrett Cole, who you know is one of the best pitchers in the sport, and you know he's going to be ready to go at some time in May, if you have him and Fried and Rodon's now your third most important pitcher, and let's not forget about Cam Schlittler, and let's just see, can he pick up where he left off, right? Because he could end up being the third guy.
That might be the most exciting piece, if that turns out to be. But I counter your they didn't really add very much. I'm going to counter your enthusiasm with they didn't really add very much, and as important. Well, as important as it is to have a healthy Garrett Cole, they still need to be able to, even if he's able to hold teams, and we know at a certain point, he's only starting so many games, right? In a series against the Dodgers, you're going to hope to get 2 starts out of him, right? I mean, you still need to be able to generate runs. And Dom, it's not like they're not going to have health issues other places. This is one thing you've learned about the Yankees year after year. I'm sorry to be that guy, but I got to point out a pattern that happens over and over again. You're going to get Cole back. You're going to lose someone else.
Well, Peter's being that guy.
Damn right.
But he's 100% right. Because Yankee fans want guarantees. Yankee fans we had to settle for a wild card. We were out early. We didn't go back to the World Series. Let's do what the Dodgers did after winning a World Series. Let's keep adding players. Let's just keep spending money. Let's keep adding players. And let's assure that we're going to be there. You can't do that. You know, the Dodgers are still the Dodgers, but it's not even guaranteed to them.
Well, yeah,
and yet they keep adding.
You have a healthy Cole. They've had a healthy Cole before.
The Dodgers don't run away with the regular season anyway, right? We have already seen
they don't.
That. They're not going to dominate regular season, but they are a handful because of all the talent they have. They're an embarrassment of riches when it comes to the playoffs. But I understand the Yankee offense absolutely sputtered at the end of the season. I understand all that stuff. But I for some reason, look, my biggest concern is Trent Grisham. I'm sure it's everybody's biggest concern. Because was this a one-off year, or is that who he is? And him picking up the option caught everybody by surprise, and we know that kind of messed up some things. But he's got, if he can just give you the same numbers, that's fine. We all know Aaron Judge is great. You have Bellinger, who was really good with Judge. Rice can be a full-time first baseman now, and see if he settles in. I thought he had a terrific season last year. Jazz, Ryan McMahon is not a big offensive guy, but your defense has gotten better when you got him. Caballero, who's going to have to probably play short, right? He's going to have to play short while Volpe's out. But here's a guy that was really athletic and all that stuff, and then your catching is pretty solid as well. So I don't know why you would have pessimism. The team won 94 games, and we argue that it was a terrible finish to the season. Right? It was a bad finish, but they won 94 games.
All right, we'll take calls, but there's no guarantee. I think they're a very good baseball team. They've been a very good baseball team every year since 2009 when they've been healthy.
Very good. All right. If they're very good, what's the next level up?
Great.
All right, who's great?
The Dodgers.
Now you say that because of all the talent they have, right?
And the winning.
And the fact that they've won the last 2 World Series.
Back-to-back World Series, 3 in the last 5 years.
Who else? All right, no. Who else you putting in that bucket?
Of great.
Yeah, who's in the bucket of great? The Dodgers fall in there easily. Who else?
To me, it's not. To me, it's probably just the Dodgers, right? I mean, I think the Braves are a great team when healthy. You saw what happened last year; they weren't healthy, and they were out of it
When
early.
are they healthy?
That's how baseball is. But the point is that the Yankees have an outstanding team, but you can't sit here and guarantee me they're winning the division. Blue Jays could still win the division.
Well, it's a really
Red Sox
tough
have
division.
an excellent starting, right? But I think what Yankee fans are saying is, and this is what the complaints we get. I want to be in the position where it's a fait accompli.
Well,
that
that's
we're the best
problem.
team, that we're gonna win the division, and
gotta
we're gonna
get
go.
over it.
Well, I can't do that because, as you said, the Dodgers played with their food last year. They didn't win the division by 20 games.
No, we got to
Right
get
now,
over
once they get
that.
to the playoffs, they won back-to-back World Series.
I'm with you, Don. I'm with you on that. We got to get over this whole notion that the Yankees and the Dodgers are equal when it comes to that stuff. Because the Dodgers are making it clear. They get all the players they want. They should run away with divisions, but they don't because the Padres give them, they give them hell. The Giants give them hell. Like they don't run away with that division either. Sometimes because they play with their food, sometimes because they have injuries, whatever it is. But in the end, they always figure it out because in the playoffs, they're so loaded. They're very, very difficult to beat. And to tell you what, the Blue Jays came real close. I mean, they came real close. Scrappy, hard-working teams. You have to take that lesson from them. But I can't look at the division. I can't look at the Yankees today and say that I expect to run away with things because now you got it wrong. Whoever is a fan that's saying that I want this, you got to understand that world doesn't exist anymore, and you got to let it go. I had to let it go, but when you look at the Yankees, you can at least tell yourself they have a shot, they have a chance, and it would not be as much as I know, Peter, you were trying to wet blanket the whole thing about, well, you can
Just
lose
a
in
bit.
the division. Well, it'll be a nice season and you lose in the division. And I know because that's kind of the pessimism that has surrounded this team. But I also look at this team, and if they could have the year where they finally get healthy, and think about it, they're getting healthy later in the year, not early. Later, they'll be healthy. If they can get themselves on a roll in August and September and start to find who they are instead of doing it in April and May like they did last year, May into June, and then all of a sudden they hit a wall. You remember that? If that's what happens, how do you not look at this roster and that pitching staff and say, I'd be shocked if they were in the World Series? You can't.
You can't. And I am being that guy. I am representing the voice of the negative Yankee fan that we talk to every single day, which is, I've seen this roster. I've seen rosters similar to this. And somehow when the season starts, it never goes the way that it is on paper. You're right. If it turns out to be what it is on paper, Rodon is as good as he was last year and also has a healthy Cole, and Fried is what he was most of the year. And then on top of that, Schlittler. You've got four guys. Of course, Don, we're having a conversation. I'm just representing the voice that I hear so often, which is that never happens.
Right.
But there's no world. Alan's right. There's no world that they were going to have an off season where that they were going to be predicted to win it all going away. Mm-hmm. Right? This is a very good baseball team that I fully expect to challenge for the division and would almost guarantee if they're healthy, they're going to be in the playoffs. This is a team that can win the World Series. This is also a team that could settle for a wild card and get beaten by the Blue Jays again. I think both are very much on the table.
Oh, yeah. I think so.
And to Peter's point, based on the history, if you had to bet, you probably bet not winning than winning because they've been better Yankee teams than this that didn't win. Haven't won since 2009. Have won just once since they beat the Mets in 2000. So that's the thing you're trying to overcome is if you're looking at the history, this is a very good baseball team that's got a chance to win the World Series, but based on recent history, probably won't. And that's what Yankee fans are afraid of. And what they wanted was an off season to at least have a little bit more assurances, and they didn't get it. But that still doesn't mean it can't be a thrilling season and a fun season. I expect it to be. But there are no guarantees.
I'm curious to hear from Yankee fans, 800-919-3776, because honestly, I know what you're saying, and I can't deny any of it. But I also don't think you had a pitching staff when healthy like this. Like this?
No, but
this is as deep of a starting rotation that they have had since I can remember.
But Don, like two of the four that you're saying to me are kind of an if.
What's that?
Well, that Rodon is the best version of Rodon, and Schlittler develops and continues to be the guy that he was for a very brief time. They're both sort of ifs. You know,
very brief time. Did he not have the biggest cubes performance in the playoffs when they needed it most?
No, listen, he showed it.
That tells me that he's got that dog in him. And you need that. And
they've been desperate for that. They're a team that is desperate for
a homegrown guy too. Come on now.
I'm just saying we can't say that we know for a fact that this is a Cy Young winner moving forward, but he certainly showed something you could be excited about. Let's talk to the people.
Yeah, go ahead.
1-800-919-3776. We'll start with Rob in Nyack. Hey, Rob.
Yo, what's up, boys? The one thing I want to bring to your attention, Alan, is that the gentleman building all this still believes that it's a good thing to strike out and does not believe in putting the ball in play, while those three starters in the playoffs should really be almost unbeatable.
You're not
all
wrong.
the other Major League Baseball teams believe that, hey, we could push a run or two across against an ace. The Yankees don't. The Yankees believe, guys, get on up there and swing for the fences. Home run, home run, home run, and we lose in the playoffs. That's what I want to see. I don't think we needed to add more and have a $400 million payroll. I think we need to, as you say often, Alan, build this team more intelligently. When Brian Cashman finally is gone, and I do my research, guys. I look back when Brian Cashman got hired. He was 21. He left college to do this. Hal Steinbrenner would have met Brian when he was like 18, 19 years old. So this dude probably looks up to Brian like the coolest kid in school since he's literally a young man. So I get why there's some personal thing there. But come on, you have a business. You have a team. Do what's best for your business and your team. Let this guy go. Love you, boys. See you later.
You know what? It's January, so I didn't need that dose of reality. That reminds me. You guys know how I've railed on and on about Cashman. That's the part that, of course, definitely brings my mood down, is the approach. I can't believe it's going to change, and we all know how maddening it is to watch sometimes. So I can't. Thanks for bringing me down. Appreciate that.
Listen, Alan, you can count on that throughout the day. 1-800-919-3776. We're going to hear from a myriad of people, I'm sure, who can make you feel bad.
Wow, myriad. Nice word.
Is myriad really?
That's a good word.
You were so impressed with stalwart yesterday.
Well, because people don't throw myriad around in casual conversation. So that again, it's very good.
Would you myriad or myriad?
The myriad.
Myriad. I said myriad. It is myriad, isn't it?
Potato.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I'm just. I wasn't mocking, Peter. I'm asking.
No. I think it's.
Is it radiator, radiator, or both acceptable?
Am I not right? Like that.
It's like
that.
I'm getting the sense, Don. What I'm feeling is that Alan thinks I'm a moron. So when I use a word that's longer than 6 letters, is that what you're? That's what you're kind of feeling the last couple of days, right?
He doesn't respect your intellect.
No.
Yesterday
I said stalwart. He went, "Wow, stalwart."
Well, look at the little boy in big words.
Yeah, it's like me talking to Maya when she goes, that's me with Alan.
I was trying to recognize your orthographic lexicon, and you want to take it as a shot.
Oh, see, he's mocking you right now, Peter.
Right to my. That is so. Wow.
Wow. I mean, you know what?
I drive a Dodge Stratus.
Yeah, he's letting it swing today.
There's a lot of disrespect in the first segment.
No, a lot. It came all at the end, too. That's the tough part. 1-800-919-3776. We'll continue on this. Some interesting thoughts about what the Jets could be doing for Mel Kiper. A lot of different things to get to throughout the day. Don has a list like you dream about, from what I'm told. And we'll also get updates on Don's Canadian adventures and much more right here on DHR on ESPN New York.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-731-4558 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as 1 day. Just dial 1-800-731-4558 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-731-4558 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
Benjamin Franklin, sir, I've just received news.
Speak.
They're multiplying you.
Multiplying me?
Yes, many times.
Multiple Benjamins?
Shall I stop it?
No.
Multiply your Benjamins with New York Lottery's Extra Multiplier Scratch-Off games. Play for the chance to multiply your winnings up to 100 times. Prizes up to $3 million.
I've won! I've multiplied myself!
We won! Please play responsibly. Must be 18 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. That's ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN.
ZipRecruiter.
And now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Hey there, guys. Good afternoon. Already a pretty bad ride out there on the roads. LIE eastbound, jammed heading through Queens. We had some earlier road work over by Springfield Boulevard, and a broken down Jeep just picked up by the Clearview. Packed there getting into Nassau County from the BQE. Hitting the brakes on the Belt westbound in Brooklyn. An accident over by Ocean Avenue. You're solid there from Flatbush Avenue. After that, not so great on the Staten Island Expressway westbound, heading over to the West Shore, all because of a collision on the northbound MLK. You're solid there from right after the Verrazano. Inbound George, some road work on the upper deck, just about a 5-minute ride. Best if it's the outbound side, southbound Egan and Henry Hudson. Outbound Lincoln and Hull and Tunnels, just about 5 minutes each. This report is sponsored by the New York City Department of Transportation. Speeding ruins lives. Drivers, watch out for pedestrians and cyclists and slow your turns to less than 5 miles an hour. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
Hey, New York and New Jersey. Commitment issues? No problem. Now you can get unlimited talk, text, and data for $25 a month forever, as in for life. Switch now at boostmobile.com. After 30 gigabytes, you may experience slower speeds. Pay $25 a month as long as you stay on the Boost Mobile Unlimited plan.
Show your team spirit and save big only at Security Dodge during the Start Something New sales event. For a limited time, score an extra $500 off on top of all rebates and new incentives, just for coming in and wearing your favorite team's jersey or swag. High school, college, or pro, football, basketball, hockey, and every sport in between. It's easy to win big at Security Dodge in Amityville. Visit us today or shop 24/7 at securitydodge.com.
Knicks fans, it's time for basketball, and the action starts tonight at Crompton Ale House with Team ESPN New York and Ultra. Whether you need a pregame spot or you're looking for the right Knicks bar to watch the game versus the Nets, Crompton Ale House is your destination. The party tips off at 7 p.m., and Team ESPN will be giving away ESPN, Ultra, and Knicks prizes. Join fellow Knicks fans tonight at 159 West 26th Street. Cheer on your Knicks, enjoy Ultra draft and bottle specials, and cool prizes all game long at Crompton Ale House.
Hey, fans! Welcome back to Fansville's Cheers and Tears. Oh. Okay, so like everybody deals with losing, right? To a rival on a last-second field goal. Whatever, it's fine. I'm totally fine. But I cope with losing with an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. Those 23 flavors are like so delicious. They totally wash away the pain of your college football team taking a big fat L. College football, it's a pepper thing.
Hey team, Wendy here. If you're looking to consolidate your high-interest credit card debt with a personal loan, take a look at SoFi's stats. A SoFi personal loan comes with low fixed rates, no fees required, and as soon as same-day funding. That looks good on paper, but SoFi also passes the eye test. Having helped its members pay off over $33 billion in debt to date, score. View your rate for a SoFi personal loan at SoFi.com/stats today. Loans originated by SoFi Bank, NA member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply at SoFi.com/stats. NMLS 696891.
You know, there's a lot of reasons why people buy at Ramsey Mazda. It's their selection, it's their customer service, and it's their savings. Lease a new 2025 Mazda CX-30 25S for all-wheel drive or $189 for 33 months. Start shopping now at RamseyMazda.com. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda. Call 833-853-2970 for details. VIN SM844681. MSRP $29,075. Zero security deposit. Ends 2/2/26.
Well, also, Don, while we're at it, I'm going to hit you with a little game time brought to you by Tullamore Irish Whiskey, because when it's game time, it's Tully time.
Yeah.
The Knicks, desperate to get back on track tonight.
Oh, dear God.
Taking on the Nets with coverage immediately following us on 880 at 7. Allen, of course, will be all over the coverage on MSG. The Islanders are in Seattle.
Having a nice little trip there, Don.
Facing the Kraken at 9:30.
The Isles, right?
That's right.
That's a good trip for them.
I think they lost in a shootout to Nashville, and then they lost to Calgary in regulation. Otherwise, they beat Minnesota, they beat Vancouver.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, they beat Edmonton.
And they beat Edmonton. So they've had a nice trip.
Edmo, yeah. Well, Devils
How was
beat
Edmo last night?
Well, hold on. Let me tell us in a second. But first, let me tell you that Tullamore Dew is the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cast matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew or try the new Tullamore Dew Honey during today's action. Glasses up to enjoying Tullamore Dew responsibly. And now, Don, please tell us about how much you enjoyed Edmo, as Alan calls it.
It was odd to be at a game that you're not working, but I don't know if you saw the picture I sent out. You know, we were all there. Rachel was there, Danico, Bryce. So our whole team got a whole booth to be able to sit there and watch the game.
That's nice.
And try to think of your sickest, craziest fan of a team that you know. One of those guys that yells at the players, yells at the opposing fans, paces back and forth like a caged animal. Now put the clear and the cream on, like a PED. That's Ken Danico watching the Devils when he's not working.
That's great.
He's not working. I'm like, where is
video.
this on the air?
We need
Where
video.
is this analysis on the air?
Oh,
I thought we were
damn.
going to get kicked out.
That's great.
Well, we could. Listen, it's in his blood, man. I know he was born in Ontario, grew up in Edmonton, so he got to be with a lot of family yesterday, which was cool. But the Devils run through his blood. He's been part of the organization for 40-plus years. 40. He lives and dies with them. But it was crazy. It was a lot. It was a cool game. They caught a few breaks, but they were able to shut down McDavid. Won the game 2-1. They've actually won 3 of 4 here. We'll see if they can win tomorrow or Friday against the Vancouver team that's lost 11 in a row.
Yeah.
See if it'll be 12 tonight. But
It was
it
a
was
good
fun.
scrap last
Edmonton's
night
fun.
too, right? Kovacevic put the hit on McDavid. Had a good little scrap
Yep,
there.
and then Podkolzin jumped him. It was a clean hit, but you got to come to the support of your superstar player. So no, I had everything, good hits, good goaltending from Jake Allen. But I tell you, you've been on these trips. You know, you start out on the East Coast, you fly Mountain Time, Calgary, Edmonton in 2 days. Now I'm in Vancouver, 3-hour time difference. My body has no idea what time it is.
Yeah, no.
Like it feels like I've been up all day. It's only 12:35 here. You know, it's a lot of fun. I'm in a hotel. I don't want to announce the name of the hotel.
Please don't.
But it's got an old-timey feel to it. Like the elevators have the arrow that points to the floor that it's on. Like one of those. It's really a
I thought you meant they have like the gates that close, and then they have like the pulley system. That's really old-timey. You getting some?
That'd be
now
different.
you're in Vancouver, and as we know,
yes,
like you got to get some sushi. Like Peter, you've
well,
been to
that's what
Vancouver,
everybody's
right?
telling.
Oh, you bet your ass.
I mean, the sushi is just off the charts there.
I've never had sushi.
Come on, this is the
We
time
had a
you do
plan.
it.
Never had it.
We had. I cannot.
That died.
We did have a
We
plan.
did have
Never
a
came
plan.
through.
I
Nobody wanted to come with me.
really can't believe this with Don and the sushi.
Well, he's got to. He's in Vancouver. He's got to have.
So
something.
wait, they're off tonight.
Salmon, something, man.
So
They're off.
What's the plan then for the squad?
Well, the plan, because I'm a nerd, is I'm gonna when this show is over, I'm gonna go talk to the family, and I'm gonna take a walk over to the arena, watch Canucks and Capitals.
I love this man.
Like a gentleman.
Can you?
It's not a gentleman.
Steak and sushi, man. You're in Vancouver.
Well, tomorrow
Catch the third
we're all
period.
going out. We're all going out tomorrow night. They promised me they're going to take me to a top flight sushi place. This is the perfect place, I've been told, to be introduced to sushi.
Okay.
You don't have sushi in Winnipeg, all right?
No,
I would think we could all agree on that. No offense to Winnipeg.
Name of my 12th book, though, Sushi in Winnipeg.
Winnipeg sushi is different than Vancouver sushi. Can we agree on that?
I think a lot of things are different in Vancouver.
Definitely can confirm. Right. It's like having Winnipeg sushi is like having sushi in an airport. It's the same thing.
It's like gas station sushi.
Gas station sushi. It's the same.
Again, no offense.
No offense.
No, something. Wait, they're off tomorrow too?
Well, they'll have a practice, but I don't have a game till Friday.
This is now, by the way, the worst part, Don. You're so far from home. You just want to be home. Instead, you gotta just grind your way through a 5-star hotel and steak and sushi.
I hate that for you. I'll tell you one thing too. So I'm excited about Don having sushi. Everything hits different in Vancouver. I ever tell you guys about the night I spent in Vancouver?
Oh?
This woman, Daphne.
Daphne?
Oh, yeah.
Daphne.
Oh, my God.
Like Schrager?
Daphne.
Oh, God.
Nothing happened. We became friends. I was literally there for one night. I was DJing. She was amazing.
But she friend zoned you. So
she didn't friend zone me. I left. I'm not a one night closer. Not my style. I do need to. I admit that. I need time. And then I never made it back.
And a pill. I got it.
Things opened up later in life. And ouch! The trip never happened. What'd he say?
Nothing. Just keep going.
He said something.
Stay with the
he
dream.
He said eat
I'm
a pill?
Feeling it. No, I want more of this dream.
She was just perfect. She was what a woman, Daphne. And
God bless Daphne.
Turn that up for a second. All right, let's continue on, shall we?
Yeah, let's do that.
Try to calm things down a bit. Let's go to Brian in Sleepy Hollow. What's up, Brian?
How's it going, guys? Just curious, Don. Like, what are like cocktail prices? What's an old fashioned run-in in like a random Canadian city?
Great question by Brian.
Very good question.
Yeah, because of the exchange rate, you're probably dipping into about a good $25. But you know what
shameful.
I'll just say 2 words though. Per diem.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's you live in the life,
They don't tell you they don't tell you what you have to spend it on. You just have to spend it.
Oh yeah, true. Just want to talk a little Yankees. I am happy about the Bellinger thing, of course, but I feel like that you ever seen that meme? The guy gets a plaid shirt for Christmas, the same one he's wearing. It's like, yeah, it's cool, but I don't know. I'm not over the moon with Cashman. I feel like he just I think his pride is a little too much. Like his mistakes are, I don't know, Volpe. I'm not too thrilled with him still being around. I feel like we're going to have to see one more year of him, pooping the bed for him to be finally gone.
Remember,
it's okay. You know what I mean? Like,
you're not going to have Volpe. See, here's something interesting on that. Now, look, I'm with you. As the previous caller wanted to remind me in the midst of my optimism that Brian Cashman's still here, and that means the system, the style of play, all that stuff is still here too. And we all know how much by May or so we're all going to be MFing that stuff, right? But the Volpe thing, keep in mind, there's little things to watch for me, and one of them is that. Because spring training last year, everybody heard about George Lombard, right? Everybody heard about him, this phenom. He's on his way. He's probably not going to be ready this year, but he was pushing. And then this spring training, does he come in and build off of that, the magic of last year and have people still talking about him to a point where maybe, just maybe, he starts giving you those Jeter vibes of, you got to bring this guy up at some point. And the Volpe thing might just take care of itself because Caballero can play short. And if Volpe, who's going to take some time to come back because that shoulder injury that all last year we were told isn't an injury, now apparently it is, but that whole thing could work itself out before you know it. So that's actually shortstop's a position in the early part of this season, especially in spring training, that I'm going to have my eye on. I'm really curious to see what the next step's going to be there because it does feel like the Volpe thing, as much as Cashman's trying to cling on to it because he wants to prove himself right, I wonder how much longer they're going to hang on to that if someone else shows you that they could do it better.
Well, if Caballero plays well, then it'll solve itself, right?
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
Let's
He's
go.
punchy. I like him.
Let's go to Rich in Brooklyn. Hey, Rich.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Good, buddy.
Good.
All right. I don't think a lot of people realize this. The Yankee pitching is inconsistent. Let's say that Schlittler is going to be the opening day starter. I would say he is right now, right? Would you agree with me?
Yes.
Okay. Not Fried?
Okay. So, okay.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
I would think it would be Fried, no?
Yeah, it would be Fried.
Okay.
You wouldn't embarrass Fried by not making him the opening day starter, would you?
All right. So Fried, the first 3 games are against the Giants. So probably Fried, Schlittler, and then maybe Heel or Warren.
Yeah.
Just because Garrett Cole is coming back, that doesn't mean he's going to be able to pitch 7-8 innings a game. Roldan, I don't know. Roldan is inconsistent before he got hurt.
But hang on.
Roldan.
First of all, no one pitches 7 to 8 innings a game anymore, honestly. And then when you're coming off, obviously, Tommy John, they're going to have to take it easy with him early on, but you want to build him up by the time you get to October. It's not an issue, right? That's what you're trying to do. Like I said, I've always worried about the team running out of gas late in the year and sputtering because they always have seemed to have these great starts and then it fizzles out because the season's just too damn long. This could be the reverse, which is what I'm kind of hoping for here.
Well,
that's
Alan,
the best optimism I can come up with.
You can talk about the inconsistency of the starting rotation and all that, but really, when the Yankees hit the skids, what usually disappears on them? What usually struggles?
Offense.
Exactly. That's what kills them in the postseason.
Yes.
That's what kills them in the middle of the year when all of a sudden they're not hitting.
Yes, they're predictable and easy to shut down. I don't think
pitching has ever really been the problem. The bullpen has been consistently good. As you said, starting pitchers don't go more than 4 or 5, 6 innings anyway.
Yeah.
What has been the Achilles heel for this team is they'll go a month without hitting and play poorly, and it's the lack of offense in the postseason that usually kills them. That's what you should be concerned about, because right now I'd have to say that outside of Bellinger and Judge, this isn't an offense that just screams 10 runs a game. There's some holes. This is not the circular lineup that Sterling used to talk about back in the late 90s.
Right.
And that's going to probably be what will end up doing them in more so than the starting pitching.
All right, more of your calls, 1-800-919-3776 on the Yankees. We do have to get Alan. I know Don's on a big mock draft guy. But there is a piece of Mel Kiper's mock draft that is interesting.
Right? Yeah, I will. To be fair, because it is way too early for mock drafts. Yeah,
sorry,
but there is something in this, along with something said in Jeremy Fowler's NFL executives all predicted offseason moves
that may send you.
Put them together.
Oh yeah,
I may throw up on the air.
Yeah, so we're going to get into that in the 4 o'clock hour. I do need to hear. I don't like to take pleasure in watching Jets fans melt down, but at the same time, Don, we have to find our joy somewhere. So we'll get to all of that coming up right here. It's Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
Hi, I'm John D'Agostino from D'Agostino & Associates, the injury firm. You know what's interesting about the words personal injury? The first word is person. And at D'Agostino & Associates, that word means everything. That's because I handpick every person in our firm, from the pleasant professional person who answers your call to the experienced person litigating your case in court. Because every person in my firm is an extension of me, and the only way to exceed our clients' expectations is to deliver the highest level of personal service every single time. And that starts with hiring the right people. You see, we know that every client is a person too, someone going through the toughest time in their lives and deserves to be more than just a file number. At D'Agostino & Associates, we put the person back in personal injury. So call 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222 and ask for me, John D'Agostino. And let's talk about your case, person to person. D'Agostino, law, bite back.
At City Harvest, we believe no New Yorker has to go hungry. With your help, we're on the road 365 days a year, rescuing over 77 million pounds of nutritious food and delivering it free to millions of New Yorkers, transforming surplus food into sustenance, sustainability, and smiles, rallying thousands of New Yorkers to power a network of nourishment across our city. One day, one meal, and one New Yorker at a time. That's how we feed good. Donate at cityharvest.org.
Hey, sorry I missed you. Your call is very important to me. Just not as important as the New Jersey Lottery's Green Ball promotion being back on Pick 3 evening drawings. See, if the green ball's drawn, that's a free second chance to win? So, yeah, you get it. It's only through February 1st, though, so try me after then?
Must be 18 or older to buy a lottery ticket. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. For game odds and promotion details, visit njlottery.com/pick3.
Ox Spine at New York Presbyterian is always in pursuit of a better way to heal the spine. We're getting more people moving again with minimally invasive, non-surgical, and surgical treatments with innovative solutions for every back and spine condition and your unique needs. Expert spine care is available now across New York City and Westchester. Find a doctor at nyp.org/oxspine. Stay amazing. New York Presbyterian.
We expect our information in real time. US Med carries continuous glucose monitors, which provide real-time readings of blood glucose levels. US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 500 private insurers. So call 888-665-0696 today for a free insurance and Medicare benefits check as easy as... That's 888-665-0696.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage, no medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ETHOS.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage, no medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ETHOS.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Step inside the game you love with the NBA app. Tap to watch every game as it's happening.
Jalen Brunson does it again!
And never miss a moment of the jaw-dropping action. Get closer to the players than anywhere else. Follow the latest schedules, scores, and stats. Keep up with every story from across the league. And with NBA ID, it's all personalized to you. The game lives here. Download today.
Damn right they do. FanDuel, by the way, guys, is turning on playoff mode. All customers get a profit boost every NFL playoff game day. Each game day during the championship round, you'll find a pack loaded with multiple profit boosts. That's just one day, guys. That's Sunday. And here's the deal. It's all there for you in the app. More boosts, meaning more ways to level up your playoff bets. Pick the matchups you believe in. Take your shot at an upset or build a parlay that fits the moment. Where am I? I guess I hate to say it, but I'm probably feeling the New England Patriots. I don't like it, but it's true. And the Rams. Then apply your profit boost and go after even bigger payouts while the playoffs keep rolling. So visit FanDuel.com/local and grab your profit boost pack every NFL playoff game day. 21 and over and physically present in New York, opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY at 467-369. Now, first hour, spent a lot of time on the Yankees. We're going to close that out. And, of course, we'll come back around to, we'll hit some football with Booger, McFarland in the 4 o'clock hour. But let's go to Jonathan in L.A., who's always wanted to talk Yankees from L.A. What's up, Jonathan?
Hi, guys.
Hi, guys.
Fellas.
Hi, guys.
I'm pretty cool with the signing already, but like that other guy said, they're giving you the same, they're giving you socks for Christmas, so you'll take it. But I'm happy with it. He could take a lot of positions, first base. Now, Alan, my question is for you, being the fellow Yankee fan. Do you think Cashman should probably, go completely all in on Peralta, like probably trade Spencer Jones, Dominguez, and Luis Hill? Or what do you think? Or you think there's one more move for under Cashman's leash? And that great show, fellas. Thank you.
Thanks, Jonathan.
Yeah, thank
you.
John. I couldn't tell you. I'd be guessing. I don't know what they do next. How much are you willing to give up? Really, Peralta's not going to come cheap, right? So are you really going to sacrifice assets for a need that's going to be for a couple of months? You're hoping that by July you won't have that desperate need at starting pitching. You've got to figure out a way to tread water in the beginning and get through with what you have. That's it. And usually the offense is good early in the season, right? It's the offense falls off later in the year. So if you follow that trend, you should be able to outscore. If you struggle with your pitching early on, you should be able to get through it. I just don't know if that's what he's going to do. But I couldn't tell you. I don't cover the team. I'm not around it a lot. Michael Kay made it seem like this is the roster. That's what he made it sound like today. And so, as Norman Dale said in Hoosiers, this is your team.
All right, who's on hold? It's Griffin in Connecticut. Hey, Griff, sir.
Hey, Griff.
Hey, guys. How are you?
Hey.
What's up, Griff?
Good.
First off, by the way, Rodon the last 2 years have been very impressive. So if we forget about his first year, he's been pretty good.
Yeah.
So to have him as your number 3 would be pretty solid. It is the offense that has to roll down. The one concern I do have, and a lot of people haven't talked about this, they talked about getting a catcher. No, Austin Wells is your catcher. The concern I have is Ben Rice is going to be your everyday first baseman, so he will not be your backup catcher. You're looking at probably J.C. Scar being your backup catcher. He's also a left-handed catcher. I'm not a big fan of having both my catchers being left-handed. So like Michael said too, my concern is I want a backup catcher who is right-handed. That is the one thing that I want. I don't want to have 3 left-handed catchers, if you count Rice. I don't want 3 left-handed catchers. I would rather have Wells be my catcher, and I have a backup right-handed catcher. That's why I think we should go look at.
Yeah, that part I understand because you want to have that lineup versatility. So it is definitely something that, again, that doesn't feel like massive moves. That more feels like, a smaller move. So that's a good one to bring up, though, Griff.
Thanks, Griffster.
Those are maintenance moves.
Yeah.
But you take a look at the lineup. If you tell me Grisham's going to hit like he did last year, that's great. If he reverts back to what he was early in his career in San Diego, bad. Right. Judge is amazing. Bellinger's amazing. Stanton, is he going to be able to stay healthy?
I forgot about
Chisholm,
Stanton,
is he here long term?
At least he doesn't have the elbow
Rice,
issues
Caballero.
right now, as far as we know.
Right. Caballero, Wells, and McMahon. McMahon more for his defense, although he can hit a little bit. I mean, this is not a stunning lineup, but if everything clicks, that should be enough for you to be able to win and score.
Yeah.
With this rotation, I think you're going to be in good shape, but I can't guarantee you anything other than you'll have a winning season. You'll be, I think, a playoff team. That's as far as I think anybody can really go with it.
Well, Mel Kiper has thoughts. A mock draft that the pick he has for the Jets, not at 2, Alan. That's not the interesting one.
That's not the one.
It's the one at 16.
Yeah.
That's got Alan feeling some type of way.
Oh yeah.
Let's get into that, and we're also going to talk to Booger McFarland. We're going to get into the NFL playoffs as well. Some football to do right here on Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-568-3344. 800-568-3344. 800-568-3344.
Show your team spirit and save big only at Security Dodge during the Start Something New sales event. For a limited time, score an extra $500 off on top of all rebates and new incentives just for coming in and wearing your favorite team's jersey or swag. High school, college, or pro, football, basketball, hockey, and every sport in between. It's easy to win big at Security Dodge in Amityville. Visit us today or shop 24/7 at securitydodge.com.
Hey, New York and New Jersey, Boost Mobile has an unlimited talk, text, and data plan that's only $25 a month forever, meaning you'll only ever pay $25 a month for the rest of your life. Who wouldn't want unlimited wireless when it only costs $25 a month forever? If you don't, you must be one of those people who enjoy overpaying for their phone plan. $25 a month forever is truly as good as it gets, so go online and switch now at boostmobile.com. After 30 gigabytes, customers may experience slower speeds. Customers will pay $25 a month as long as they remain active on the Boost Mobile Unlimited plan.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
This is the Michael K. Show.
Our good friend Jeff Passan. I don't know if you could say there's a winner or a loser, but the Yankees had a valuation on this guy, and they didn't budge from it.
32.5 in the place you wanted to be is a very good outcome for Cody Bellinger. It's a very good outcome for the New York Yankees. I don't think there's a loser in this situation. I think both sides won here, and the New York Yankees are a lot better team going into the 2026 season than they were without Cody Bellinger.
The Michael K. Show, weekdays at 1 on ESPN New York. And streaming live on YouTube. 880 ESPN, WHSQ, and WCBS-FM HD2, New York. A Good Karma Brands radio station. Mornings with DiPietro and Rosenberg.
Don Harbaugh. I wanted this job. I know the challenges. I understand the expectations. I know the fans are hungry for a winner.
That's the other thing I like, too, is just a guy that knows what it's like to coach when there's expectations. What do you think realistically? Year one, probably want to get to above 500. I mean, potentially a wild card spot. I think they're going to be a very competitive team.
DiPietro and Rosenberg, morning 6 to 10 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg, ESPN New York on a frigid Wednesday. Someone who always brings the heat, our guy, Booger McFarland. We're winding down. I know it's got to be hard for Booger knowing that there's limited time left to talk to us this football season, but we're happy to have you yet again, my friend.
What's going on, gents? How we doing?
Good, man. How are you? Congratulations on a college football season complete. How you feeling?
Oh, yeah, it's all good, man. You know how it is. This is another one down, you know?
Now, we're going to get into some of the Jets news that we have, or at least some of the speculation that I know Alan is concerned about with Mel Kiper's mock draft. But I wanted to ask you, there's been a conversation online this past week about Josh Allen and whether or not he gets enough criticism in losses like the Bills had this past weekend, and comparing the criticism he gets to, say, a Lamar Jackson. I'm curious if you've checked in on that conversation at all and what you made of Josh's performance and if you think he has gotten the proper criticism from what happened on Sunday or Saturday night?
Well, I think the criticism has kind of been fair. Josh has genuinely come up big in big moments. Like if you look at his track record, he doesn't come up small. Yeah, they've lost. You can go back to the 13-second game against Kansas City. They lost the game, but it wasn't because of Josh Allen. When he left the field, they won the game that they were winning. And so I think the criticism has kind of been just based on both teams. You know, Lamar, if we think about when Lamar turned the football over 2 times against Buffalo and he got roasted, Josh has been getting roasted pretty good this past week. I mean, he turned the ball over four times?
Yeah.
4 turnovers. Josh cost him the game, and I think he knows he cost him the game. I'm not saying anything that nobody else doesn't know based on his post-game press conference. So I think sometimes the criticism is too much. I don't think any criticism that he got this past week would have been too much because he basically cost his team the game.
When we talked to you I guess it was last week or the week before about the Buffalo situation, and we said, is Sean McDermott, he's on the hot seat, and you kind of came away with sort of the same feeling we all had, which was, no, it really should be Brandon Beane. He's the one that built the roster, and you can say the roster doesn't have enough around a guy like Josh Allen. Well, the Bills clearly disagree because they ended up firing McDermott, and now you've got Beane saying that, the Keon Coleman draft pick, which we know that was a mess all year, that's what the coach wanted him. We didn't want him. Like, what do you see happening in Buffalo now ever since that devastating loss?
Well, I think it's a lot of finger pointing, and, nobody ever likes people to point the finger because when you point one finger at somebody else, there's 4 more pointing back at you. I think we've all realized that. I think, the roster is a flawed roster. I think Sean McDermott, other than, they've really got 3 what I would call A players on their team. Josh Allen, James Cook, Deion Dawkins. Other than that, they got a lot of B- and C's on their team. And Sean McDermott and his staff, all they do is just win. I mean, they've won, 5 or 6 AFC East titles. They're always in the postseason. They're always in the tournament. So I think the criticism of McDermott is not just. The whole finger pointing about Keon Coleman. And, oh, by the way, guess what? Keon Coleman is still on the team, so how does he show back up to work knowing that the GM didn't want him?
Yeah.
And so you talk about creating a culture or an atmosphere where people are walking on eggshells. The Buffalo Bills went from being a picture of stability and an organization that was probably the most desired to work for because of Josh Allen. You got to ask yourself right now, yeah, Josh Allen is great. But do you really want to go work for Brandon Beane and the Pagula family based on that press conference you saw today? Like, do you really want to walk up in there knowing that, yeah, it's Super Bowl or bust, but it's Super Bowl or bust with those 2 guys? It's interesting in, 36, 48 hours how the perception of that job has changed. And I get it. Somebody's still going to want the job because it's one of 32, and Josh Allen is the best player in football. But, man, you talk about you got to deal with and respect and get along with the people you work with. It would be hard for me to go to work for Brandon Beane right now based on, it seems like he and Terry Pagula are pointing the finger at Sean McDermott and his staff.
Booger,
go ahead, Al.
All Giant fans are very, very excited about John Harbaugh, and rightly so, him coming to the Giants, turning everything around with his resume. How surprising is it to you that Mike McCarthy has almost the same resume and doesn't seem to be getting a sniff the way Harbaugh was?
Well, not surprised at all because, Mike McCarthy would be on his 3rd team. He went from Green Bay to Dallas, and now we're on team number 3. John Harbaugh was with the Ravens for 18 years, and he got fired, and a lot of people thought he was done wrongly. I don't think anybody ever thought Mike McCarthy got done wrong. Maybe in Green Bay with Aaron Rodgers, maybe, but that's a maybe. But John Harbaugh, I think unanimously, people look at him as a coach that is, he's been to the Super Bowl, he's won the Super Bowl, he is a special teams coach, he's an overseer, so you're not getting a guy that's going to call offense or defense, you're getting a guy that can build a team. And so John Harbaugh makes sense. I'm really not that surprised. Like, how many times are we going to give guys jobs? I get it.
Well,
you get one, you get fired, you get another one. The next time McCarthy gets hired, that'll be his third job. How many coaches get 3 jobs? I'm not really sure. I hadn't done the math on that one.
I get it, and I'm not saying, listen, John Harbaugh is a better coach in my mind than Mike McCarthy. But, it wasn't – he's got a pretty decent resume, and he didn't win in Dallas. Nobody's won in Dallas in 3 decades. And he did win a Super Bowl, so I know a lot of guys don't get a third opportunity, but there was a lot of success in Dallas, and even though he didn't win, well, nobody has really won there since going back to the mid-'90s.
A lot of success in Dallas, you're right, but again, how many guys get a third job? And I think that – I don't know if that's an unwritten rule in, amongst the 32 or 31 owners plus Green Bay. I'm not really sure. Very few guys get 3 bites at the apple. Mike McCarthy, a guy who's won a Super Bowl, you can make a case for. I get it. I think at this point in time, the ownership and general managers are probably saying, yeah, we've seen what that looks like. I'd rather take my chances on X, Y, and Z. And so I think that's what you're getting right now.
Yeah, and you're seeing it too with some of the other hirings, because like Robert Saleh gets a second chance, right, in Tennessee, and maybe things will go better there than it did in New York, where it never seemed to have any stability when he was with the Jets. But if I could stay on the Giants part of it, though, Boog, because when John Harbaugh had his press conference, I found it interesting that Brian Daboll helped in some of the process there. Tom Coughlin helped in the process there a little bit as well. But there was also a large contingent of players who showed up for the press conference. And I'm wondering, like, what's a player in that moment thinking when there's a very successful, a great resume coach about to take over this franchise?
Well, a couple things. Number one, if you're in town, you want to go support the new coach and show him that, give him the level of respect that, that you're excited about him being here. That's number one. Number two, if you haven't met him, you want to go put a name with a face, shake his hand, that way he kind of sees you. You can kind of be top of mind. And then I think thirdly, man, you don't want to be out of sight, out of mind too long, especially when you got a new coach. I know it's the off season and everybody's kind of doing their own thing, but you don't want to be the guy who just shows back up in April, And so if you're in town and you're under contract, I guarantee you there was a large, especially if you're going to be back on the team, and fighting for a roster spot. You want to go make sure you show up. So I think a lot of guys were probably excited to see him, excited to meet him, excited to let him see them, show him how excited they are about their job. Might seem like a small thing, but it means something.
Now, since we're talking coaches, let's move back to the playoffs for a second. I think, Boog, one of the things that's really impressed me so far is Sean Payton. We were all looking at quarterbacks, and that's the way we have a tendency to look first. But great coaching obviously has such an impact. Is Sean Payton good enough to get enough out of Jarrett Stidham to beat the Patriots this weekend?
Sean Payton is proven, man. He's proven he's a really good coach. Think about when he was in New Orleans. Drew Brees got hurt. In comes Teddy Bridgewater. Teddy Bridgewater went 5-0. So I think that can answer the question right there, whether Sean Payton is good enough. The key will be, is Jarrett Stidham good enough? Like, I've seen Sean Payton take a backup and win 5 games in a row. I've seen it. So I think the better question would be, is Jarrett Stidham good enough? And I don't think anybody knows that, because we haven't seen him in a situation like he's going to be in on Sunday, where if you win, you go to the Super Bowl and you get an opportunity to go 2-0 and be a Super Bowl champion and probably make yourself a lot of money. Because if he goes out and he beats New England, which he's very capable of doing, and wins a Super Bowl against the Rams or Seattle, which I don't think he's capable of doing, but maybe he can, then Jarrett Stidham is probably going to garner some attention to be a starter somewhere.
What was your take on the interception in overtime between Denver and Buffalo?
Man, I don't know what a catch is anymore. Like, to me, that is a catch, hit the ground, defender took ball. Should have been a catch right there.
Thank you. Thanks, Bug. We're on the same page, my friend.
Can I make a case for it going the way it went? Sure. And I think that's the issue. When you can have one play and have a subjective outcome, something's wrong. Like, we should know what a catch is. Like, we shouldn't be at the point where there are ex-referees on television who don't know what a catch is. I think we're at a point right now where we got to try to figure that out. And guess what? We're not going to figure it out because we're still trying to figure out if Dez caught it. And how many years ago has that been?
So true.
Well, just that he didn't survive the ground.
You don't have to survive the ground once.
Oh, no.
Okay, if you have the ball, if you catch it, hit the ground, and you contact it, plays over. The only time you have to survive,
No, it's not.
You have to survive the ground is when you're when you're trying to make the catch. He's already made the catch.
No, he didn't.
Made the catch and been tagged down.
That's how I saw it.
No, he didn't survive the ground. Period. If he survived the ground, the ball wouldn't have been taken from him. Now, listen, I know survive the ground, I guess, is in the eye of the beholder, and it's very nebulous. If there was no defender there and the ball popped out, he didn't survive the ground. Whether it popped out, whether it was grabbed out, he did not survive the ground, Boog.
No. That's two different things. Popped out and taken out are two different things.
That's what my point is.
Anytime
Right.
it's been a simultaneous catch, the tie always goes to the wide receiver. So if at best you're saying that both guys caught the ball.
No.
Yes.
That's not what happened.
But
that was not a simultaneous catch.
Yeah, no. One guy caught the ball, and then the other guy had his hands on the ball and ripped it after the guy was down on the ground. To Booger's point.
And didn't survive the ground.
But see, in this
It has nothing to do with surviving the ground. What is?
What is survive the ground?
You're arguing the rule. I'm just telling you what the rule is. Now, I don't think that should be the rule, and I do believe that when I grew up, if I was playing Nerf football in the backyard, guess what? That's catch. But that's not what the rule is.
Surviving the ground is when a guy catches the ball and he's falling down. There's no defender around, and he hits the ground. Did he survive the ground? It has nothing to do
or
with
did the ball move when he hit the ground?
Well,
right.
Then why did they rule it the way they did then? But then why did they rule the way they did? They don't know the rule?
That's my point.
I think that's it.
Conversation.
Well, can I interject this, though?
Wrong people don't
Can
know
I
the
interject this part?
Go ahead, Alan.
Because with the rule, the call's already been made, the play has already been called, and the game is already over, right? So
and we're stuck watching Jarrett Stidham this weekend.
We're beyond it. But what I'm curious about, though, Boog, in all your years of watching football, that's an incredible defensive play, isn't it? Like, whether you agree that it's the right play or not, what he did in that moment, in basically wrestling the ball away from Brandon Cook, who's that's not a weak receiver, right? He's got strong hands. That in a bang play like that in that moment, that's an unbelievable defensive play, is it not?
It's a good play, no doubt about it. It is it's not the greatest play I've ever seen by DB, but it's a good instinctive play.
Once you got beat, it's a good extensive.
That's a pretty spectacular recovery.
Well, Boog, wouldn't you say it's a great play considering you basically already got beat for the catch, and now you're on the ground? You were able to time it and then rip the ball out of his hands, but the ball was caught already.
There you go. It's a great effort, finish play, not giving up, continue to play until the whistle, and he made a play. That's what I look at.
I've enjoyed.
Right, so how does Sean Payton and the Denver Broncos, without their starting quarterback, with a quarterback that's made 4 starts in his entire career, now starting because of Bo Nix's injury, how do they win this game, and can they?
Oh, absolutely, they can win it. Like, Jarrett Stidham has been in the league a while. Jarrett Stidham is like, don't be surprised if Jarrett Stidham throws the ball 35 times, guys. Like, this is not a rookie quarterback that Sean Payton is going to have a pacifier on. They're going to run their offense. Now, there may be a little run because Bo Nix is probably a little bit more athletic, but Sean Payton is that dude when it comes to, like, he's not going to play scared. Now, do they have to protect him and do some different things maybe on third down? Absolutely. But this isn't going to be run, quarterback draw, run, and it's 50 carries. No, this is Jarrett Stidham is probably going to throw the football 35 times. And if he can throw it 35 times with only 1 turnover, Denver's got a really good chance of winning because their defense is that legit. Like, imagine this. Imagine Houston's defense, what they did to Drake May. Now add a competent offense. Because if Houston had a competent offense, we'd be talking about Houston. I mean, C.J. Stroud, he'd never thrown a football before in his life. He got the greatest defense alive, and he's out there short-arming the football.
Yeah.
So if Jared Stidham quarterbacks like Hahn did back in like 1980 when he was on the playground, then Denver will win.
You never saw Allen on the playground.
Listen,
that was different kind of.
I had my Richard Todd jersey on, and I was throwing darts. Okay.
Hey, listen. There you go.
Booger, would you have, because he was so off, and Troy Aikman said during the broadcast, he's throwing and hoping.
Yeah.
Would you have went to Mills in the second half? Would you have thought about it?
Well, I think everybody in Houston thought about it. I think it's a complex question because are you willing to win the now to sacrifice the later? Because if you pull C.J. Stroud, it's a lot of ramifications. Number one, I think the contract extension or even maybe the fifth-year option are off the table after the season. I think number two, you got to wonder, are you ever going to have confidence in him again in a tight moment? And if that's the case, you may as well go ahead and move on from him. So I think Houston was trying to make a decision based on the moment while also understanding, not Houston, but D'Amico, because he's the one that's got to make a decision. I think D'Amico was trying to give his quarterback an opportunity to work through it. And probably by the time that he wanted to pull him, it was too late. Because you can't pull him, like, if you're going to pull him, you almost got to do it at halftime.
At halftime, yeah.
But if you pull him at halftime, how many times have we seen a guy come out and have a great second half?
Yeah.
So, man, it's a thin line because here's your guy at the end of his third season. He's represented by David Mulligetta. He's going to want $60 million a year. It's going to get contentious. He's already kind of, up and down, and you pull him. It's huge ramifications, and I think that's what was going on in Coach D'Amico Ryans' mind. I'm sure he was talking to the offensive coordinator. But everybody in America was probably thinking the same thing. If they had any type of quarterback, the Houston Texans are playing the Broncos, and they would be the favorite to go to the Super Bowl.
Hey, Booger, you're the man. We appreciate this.
Anytime. Have a good one.
All right, man. The great Booger McFarland, particularly great today because he's on my side on the catch.
Because he agreed with you. That's
yeah, that was. Listen, I've enjoyed Booger all the time, but he's never made more salient points. It's fantastic. Now we teased it, Alan. I think we should set it up here, and then we can talk about it further.
Mm-hmm.
The Mel Kiper mock draft.
Yeah,
I'd like you to take me through the emotions you were feeling today as you saw this for the first time.
Well, it first and foremost, it's not about it's way too early. Number one. Number two, Arvell Reese as the number 2 pick to the Jets. I have no problem with that because you expect that side of the ball to get better. Defense, of course, he's a linebacker from Ohio State.
So a great linebacker at 2 as the best available player. You take no issue with that for the Jets.
No, I think when you're thinking about best available, that's what you want to get at number 2.
And if you're wondering, as Giants fans listening to this segment, Kiper has the Giants at 5 taking Carnell Tate, the wide receiver from Ohio State.
Which is, again, that would put him on the other side of Neighbors. Now you're talking, right? Now you're giving your quarterback some weapons. So I'm fine there. It's when we get – and first of all, I really don't want the Jets to pick at 2. I don't want them to do that. I want them to use their picks this year strategically. But, to get veteran help to make their team better. But that's also Mel Kiper doesn't do that. He does who should go in this pick. But it's when we get to 16 that the draft pick they got from the Colts for Sauce Gardner. And he has the Jets taking Ty Simpson out of Alabama. And if I'm looking correctly, he's the next quarterback taken in the draft, or in this mock, because obviously the first pick is Fernando Mendoza, and he's going to the Raiders. And that's where I just kind of slam my head into the wall. Because at 16, you're taking a quarterback who, in the very next paragraph, after he explains that there isn't another top 5 quarterback prospect in this draft class, and that getting Reese at 2, that's a pretty good first round, Then he says, let's be clear, though, I do have some concerns about Simpson. Yeah, because he's only started 15 games. He's inexperienced. This, to me, doesn't make sense. This is the kind of stuff that makes me just want to close the laptop, and I don't want to think about Jets football until April because it's maddening. This is going to be the same hamster wheel we've been on all the time. Now, to be fair, if I'm not, and Anthony, you can correct me because I don't know if he's talked about it yet, but he doesn't include Trinidad Chambliss because he's still trying to fight his way back for another year of college.
That is my guess, but I don't know if Mel outwardly said that.
Right, but
we
we're
do
guessing
know that he said there's only one number in that top of that mock. He says on ESPN.com, everybody could see it. There is only one first-round talent in this class. Doesn't mean that there will only be one quarterback taken, but in his mind, there's only one, and that is Fernando.
Right, and again, Chambliss, until he declares, then he becomes part of the mocks, right? That's what you do. You wait till he declares because it sounds like he'd rather go back, like Dante Moore did. And if that's the case, again, 16 is probably a reach for him as well, which is why this mock and any further mocks that Mel's going to do, God bless him, I'm not, as a Jets fan, paying any attention to. Because really, deep down, when I read this stuff and I'm looking at the players available, all I keep thinking to myself, guys, is I'd rather use this draft capital to get more in next year's draft, more capital, I mean, not more as in Dante Moore. And then I also feel like I want to be able to get a veteran for right now that can help me at another position, whether it's quarterback or anything else. So then I go to my good friend Jeremy Fowler, who I love working with on the set at Get Up whenever we get to be together.
All right.
And of the things that he's talked to NFL executives. So we're going to take the mock draft now and pair it with this, and this is why, as I'm reading this stuff this morning, I'm ready to throw up. Because, these are bold predictions. These are things where he talks to NFL executives. What are some things that you could see happening in the offseason? One of them that caught my attention was Lamar Jackson potentially being traded, but he has the Raiders trading the number 1 pick for it. That's one. So it's not like the Jets can't be involved in that one. Then there's Kirk Cousins. The Falcons are going to stick with Kirk Cousins, not Michael Penix. That's going to be the guy. Didn't love that. Malik Willis, Dolphins or Browns. No Jets involved there. That also not thrilled. So where are the Jets going to be involved? Oh, here it is. Here's what Jeremy Fowler has for me. Geno Smith, Tua Tagovailoa, or Kyler Murray, all made available for the Jets.
Beautiful.
Okay, I'm done.
Nice.
This is where I check out, boys. That can't be it. That can't be it.
This does not excite you, is what you're saying.
No, it's straight up innie right now.
All right.
Just completely just reverse.
All right, let's hear from I want to hear your thoughts, and let's hear from Kuiper on the other side, who gives a little bit of explanation on Simpson to the Jets. And we have Peter Schrager reacting on the same thing as well, and I want to get your thoughts, Don.
And we have a list.
Plus, we have a list coming up.
We don't have to do the list.
No,
what do you mean?
Come on,
it's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday.
We'll play these reindeer games. This made up stuff.
Don. See, Don. Like,
you know what he's doing? He's being that guy.
The Raiders. The Ravens are going to they fire their coach because they want their quarterback, and they're going to trade their quarterback. What are we doing? I mean, what are we doing?
Yeah. But this is what we're doing.
Can
here's the reason why this is relevant. Because the Jets need some type of positive momentum in the offseason, right? And if this is the crap that I'm going to have to read about, there's no positive momentum. Darren Muji needs to do something way better than this stuff. Leaving it there.
I don't know if he will or won't, but it won't be based off of that. I'm telling you.
I am going to throw Don an idea at you though that could maybe suggest: is there a world where there could be legitimacy to Lamar issues even post Harbaugh? I think there is potentially a situation there. 1-800-919-3776. Maybe a Don list next. You have to wait and see. It's DHR ESPN New York.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ETHOS.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Talk about stepping up. Bang! Bang! It's time to level up your game. Introducing the all-new ESPN app. All of ESPN, all in one place. Your home for the most live sports and the best championship moments.
The electricity is palpable.
Step up your game with no annual contract required. It's the ultimate fan experience. Level up for more on the ESPN app or at stream.espn.com. Sign up now.
There are a lot of reasons why people buy at Ramsey Mazda. It's their selection, it's their customer service, and it's their savings. Lease a new 2025 Mazda CX-30 2.5S all-wheel drive for $189 for 33 months. Start shopping now at RamseyMazda.com. Choose wisely, choose Ramsey Mazda. Call 833-853-2970 for details. VIN SM844681, MSRP $29,075. Zero security deposit, ends 2/2/26.
It's Championship Sunday, and the Wiz has you covered. Who's going to the big game? Join one of the nation's top sports betting analysts, Joe Wiz, as he talks about Championship Sunday. New England at Denver and LA at Seattle. Plus, the Knicks and St. John's are in action, and soccer, UFC, and horse racing from Gulfstream for the $3 million Pegasus. Follow the Wiz on Instagram at Joe Wiz Sports. It's the best bet in town. The Fine Line with the Wiz, Saturday at 8 a.m. Be ready to win.
Now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Thanks, guys. Can't catch a break on the belts in Brooklyn. Westbound, they cleaned up that crash over by Ocean Avenue, but now a new issue on the eastbound side by Shell Road. Tractor-trailer snuck on the roadway. You're pretty much at a standstill from the Verrazano. Heading over to the outbound, George, still the best of it. Southbound, Deegan and Henry Hudson. Northbound, Deegan, not so great. It's all because of a crash right before the Willis Avenue Bridge. Delays there go back across the Triborough into Queens and up on the Bruckner. You stay bumper to bumper on the northbound side. Heading over to the Cross Bronx. Inbound, Georgia, about 5 to 10 for the upper deck. Outbound Lincoln and Holland Sunnels are in you about 20 to 30 minutes each. This report is sponsored by the Positive Coaching Alliance. Questions about youth or high school sports? Well, the PCA can help. It's a national nonprofit developing better athletes and better people through youth and high school sports. More info at positivecoach.org. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
The post-career day press conference brought to you by Progressive.
Anthony, can you tell us what happened during career day?
I'm a biomedical researcher. The kids just weren't impressed.
How did you feel when your son called in the backup?
Embarrassed, and I knew it would be a fireman. It's always a fireman. It's cliche, but a crowd favorite. He had an axe and everything. I can't compete with that.
And will the fireman be helping your son with his science fair project?
Hope not. I'm literally a scientist.
Like it or not, sometimes you need a backup. That's why there's Progressive to protect your home and auto. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Whether you're building a single roof or a successful roofing business, roofing contractors like you need the right tools for the job, and software is no exception. Service Titan is on a mission to be the most powerful software platform for the trades, with purpose-built technology proven to maximize revenue, streamline operations, and deliver 5-star customer experiences. We are taking roofing companies like yours to the next level and beyond. Service Titan. We are built for this. See what we can do for roofers at servicetitan.com.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ETHOS.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
You just made the list, buddy.
This is The List with Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg.
You
birthday, Jonathan.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
No, that's all right.
No, I want to hear it.
Is there another mock draft you want to bring up?
Oh, my God. Listen to this.
It's just the same one.
Oh, I'm sorry, Don.
Whose birthday?
Guy's on the road for 5 minutes. All of a sudden, he's
changed.
Man about town.
Yeah, he thinks
Can't tell him what to do.
Thinks he's too good for us, for
right?
our reindeer games.
I haven't left
these
the
silly
hotel.
mock drafts. Why are we talking about that now?
Well, he hates mock drafts.
Exactly.
I do know.
I know. That's why I wanted to do it.
I know. All right, whose birthday, Don?
I left the hotel. Jonathan Quick turned 40 today.
Oh, Jay Quick.
Yeah, he might not be a starting goaltender anymore, but he's an American, and he's got more wins than any American goaltender in NHL history. So I figured, why not maybe give the top 5 greatest American-born hockey players?
Gave him quite the early birthday present yesterday.
Oh, boy. Top 5.
American-born hockey players.
American-born hockey players.
How about Joey Mullen? We on that list? I mean, we know
he is not. I love
LaFontaine's on the list.
I love Joey Mullen.
Yeah. He was one of the first great American players.
But he's not great enough.
First great.
He thought about it.
One of the first.
He was on that '89 Flame team, and he played with Mario Lemieux on those Cup winners in Pittsburgh.
Sure did.
Got some
kid from
cups.
Hell's Kitchen, New York.
Yes, sir.
I do not have him in the top 5.
Damn. All right. Well, Pat LaFontaine.
You already said Pat LaFontaine. So.
No, I'm saying he didn't.
Pat LaFontaine from St. Louis, Missouri.
Missouri, that's
Missouri.
Right.
I have him as an honorable mention.
Oh, he thought about it. He thought about it.
Are you crazy?
You got to wait.
Already
who are you taking out?
The concussions were a bit of a problem for him. Obviously, finished with just above 1,000 points. Tremendous player, but we haven't got the list yet. But who you taking?
All right. Hold on. Let me think for a second.
Keep digging.
Hold on. I have one here. Let me make sure he's.
What else you got?
Let me make sure that he's American. Sometimes I get confused. Okay. And maybe I'll be an absolute nut. How about Jeremy Roenick?
Oh, gotta be.
I love Jeremy.
Oh,
come on!
I do not have him in the top 5.
Good. It wasn't me. It was Roenick.
This is
he
an abomination. Abomination.
He was a heck of a player. Loved him in Chicago. Loved him in Swingers. It's not so much me. It's Roenick. He's good.
I just
I don't have him in the top 5. I don't. Who are you taking out?
Jesus. Who you taking?
We don't know yet.
Brian Leach.
There we go. Thank you.
All right.
Come on.
Brian Leach.
Finally.
From Corpus Christi, Texas.
Yeah.
Over 1,000 points. Conn Smythe Trophy winner. I have him at 3.
3? Okay. All right. We're rolling now. Come on, Peter. You're up next.
Here we go.
You're up next.
How about we go modern day?
Okay.
Modern day.
Yeah. How about Sir? I believe he's been knighted. How about Sir Patrick Kane?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Sir Patrick Kane.
That's not a bad one.
Kane is able. Remember, Peter?
Yeah.
Oh, I remember it. Unfortunately,
suggestions, I should say.
And
now, Patrick Kane from Buffalo, New York.
Yes, sir.
Who tweeted earlier today when there was reports Brian Daboll is going to interview for the head coaching job in Buffalo. He tweeted out, "Bring him home." Oh. Well, you can have him. Patrick Kane, I have as number 1.
Number 1?
3-time Stanley Cup champion.
Whoa.
Still compiling with 1,372 points. Patrick Kane, to me, is the greatest American-born player ever.
All right, so if he's 1, then Mike Modano's got to be 2.
Yeah, Mike Modano, I kind of wrestled with who should be 1, who should be 2. From Michigan, 1,374 points, also a Stanley Cup champion. I've got Mike Modano at 1A, but I've got him listed as 2.
All right, so we got the top 3.
Mike Modano follows me on Twitter.
Thank you. I wanted to hear the drop nice and clean.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, Mike Modano follows me on Twitter is fantastic. All right.
You're up, Peter. Your turn.
All right, let's follow up Mike Modano with Mike Ridley, Don. No. I think he is American, though. What era are these from? We got another 80s, 90s left?
My 4 and 5 are both from the same era. 80s into 90s.
80s into 90s.
I got one.
All right.
And for one of them into the 2000s.
I got one.
All right. Don't hesitate.
I got 2, really.
All right. Well, say one first.
But one seems too obvious, so I'm going to go with one that might not be on the list, but he's Rick DiPietro's favorite player, Chris Chelios.
I love this.
Chelios I have at number 4 from Chicago, Illinois.
Yes.
3-time Norris Trophy winner.
That's a great get.
Played till he was 48 years old.
Good Lord.
One of my proud moments, I actually did get to call a game Chris Chelios was in when he was in Atlanta with the Thrashers because he just didn't want to give it up. Chris Chelios, who one time he was never allowed to do it, wanted to play a full 60 minutes in a game. Chris Chelios is number 4.
He wanted to play a full 60-minute game.
Yeah, he did.
Off the ice.
That is insane. All right, so it's the same era, Alan. We're right there in the Chelios, LaFontaine, and later range.
So I want to I'll throw a hint to you and see if you get it, Peter. And Don can tell me if I'm off. Tell me if I'm hot or cold. Ready? I'm going to start with this. Goaltender. Hot or cold?
Cold.
Oh, all right. Never mind. I'm done. I'm out.
And he's out, folks.
Which I can't believe this guy's not on the list then. Okay.
You were going to go Dominic Hasek, weren't you?
Were you going to go Tom Barrasso?
No, I don't
Mike
think so.
Richter?
Yes.
Yes, I thought that was Richter, right? No. Oh, how about? No, he's Canadian. My idea was Canadian, I think. Hold on.
Who are you going to go? Guy Lafleur?
No, let me look right now. I just want to embarrass myself. I don't want to step out and embarrass myself.
This one?
I was going to go Dominic Hasek. No,
he was going to go Sergei Fedorov.
Right.
He became an American, didn't he?
No, I would have embarrassed myself. It's Canadian.
I think I got your number.
Oh, God.
Oh, wow.
Brett Hull.
Oh, wow.
What are we doing? No.
What?
No, Brett Hull.
I'm
going to tell you why.
Because you forgot.
Born in Canada.
Because I understand.
He was born in Canada. He was born in Ontario. He became an American citizen and did play for Team USA in the Worlds, in the Olympics, but he was born in Canada, and I make him ineligible.
Wow,
Wayne Gretzky broke Brett Hull's jaw.
His dad was Canadian. Wait a minute. His dad was Canadian.
Don.
Listen, he could have been born in Chicago.
I'm with Don saying you might be American, but I don't consider you American.
Yeah.
That's Don LaGreca right
saying.
Don, no, he's right, though. Even when you look on Wikipedia, it says Brett Andrew Hull is a Canadian-American former hockey player. Yeah, Don, it's a good call by you.
All right. Well, what else?
Because part of being an American hockey player is that you were kind of at a disadvantage, right? But he had all the advantages being Canadian. Listen, I love the fact that he respected the country enough to become American and represent the USA. But dad's Canadian, family's Canadian, born in Canada. I can't put him on the list. I'm sorry.
All right.
Well, I'm out.
Yeah, Don is.
I can't.
I'm
Googling it.
I love.
If you say Austin
you're not going to
Matthews.
consider this player. You're not going to listen. Austin Matthews has to be considered. I have him as a
top 5
honorable mention. He's going to be there. I mean, he's already the all-time. He's already the all-time goal scorer in Toronto history. He's eventually going to become the all-time scorer period in Toronto history.
Phil Housley.
It's on someone's list. I see it.
Phil Housley, I have as number 5.
Oh, look at that!
St. Paul, Minnesota, 1,232 points.
Wow, did you consider
Hall of Famer? Wait a minute. He's a Hall of Famer, Peter.
No,
he can get up and walk. He can walk around the moon if he wants. It's my list. I've got Housley at 5.
Wow, did you consider Rod Langway?
I did not consider Rod Langway, former Canadian and Capital.
Well, an American Canadian.
No, Phil. How could he walk out? Shut the camera off for a guy that's in the Hall of Fame. A defenseman with over 1,200 points.
No, he's a great player.
Mike Richter, listen, God love Mike Richter. He's one of the most money goaltenders I've ever seen.
God bless.
Not in the Hall of Fame. Not putting Tom Barrasso there. I'm not putting Jonathan Quick there. So I didn't go with a goaltender. You got to show some respect for Phil Housley. I know he bounced around a bunch of different teams, but 1,232 points. He's in the Hall of Fame. Keep walking. Walk out of the garden.
Take a walk.
I'm going to stand by it, Alan.
I don't know
in the
why.
Hall of Fame.
Yeah, why is he fighting it?
1,232 points.
Who's the person he's upset on behalf of is my question.
Yeah, who are you upset on the behalf of?
Well, Richter for one.
Well, Richter's not in the Hall of Fame. Phil Housley's in the Hall of Fame.
It's kind of a mic drop for Don Allen. You got to say. I mean, he's a Hall of Famer versus a guy who's not a Hall of Famer. Possibly a little local bias there for Richter. I think Housley's probably the better player.
Well, listen.
I don't know.
Look
at him. He's disgusted
by
list.
Not
at number 5, Phil Housley from St. Paul, Minnesota. Number 4, Chris Chelios from Chicago, Illinois.
Go ahead.
That's right, because I have a brain.
Oh,
3, Brian Leach from Corpus Christi, Texas.
Against Americans.
Number 2, Mike Modano from Michigan. Number 1, Patrick Kane from Buffalo. Wait a minute. So Sergei Fedorov decides, you know what, I'm going to become an American citizen, play for Team USA. Now he's the greatest American player? I'm sorry, Brett Hull to me is Canadian. He was born in Canada. His dad was a Canadian icon.
Okay.
So that's all you got to do is take a test and become American.
You know
and now
why?
You're on the list.
No, you
Doesn't
know
that
why?
defeat the purpose?
No, and let me explain why Don's right. Because this isn't about, this isn't about actually becoming a citizen. Don's not talking about one's Americanness in who they are and their deservingness of being considered American. He's talking about, was your upbringing that of an American? Because, Don, let me speak for you here, whether you feel this way or not. To be American and in the world of hockey is inherently to be at a disadvantage. So to have grown up Canadian and then become American is cheating and gaming the whole system. It's basically being transnational. You can't be a Canadian and then say you're American. It's transnational. No, the guy, if his dad is Bobby Hull and you grew up with everyone saying a boot in your house, you're not at the same disadvantage that Patrick Kane was coming up.
All right,
Don, I rule with you.
Listen, I'm not going to fight the Brett Hull one nearly as much as I would fight Victor Olafonte.
Fortunately, with the concussions, only ended up having 1,000 points. He would have probably been on the list. Although I could even say, born in the United States, his entire upbringing in juniors was in Canada. But he's still an American, still an honorable mention.
He played Canadian junior. He's a teenager though. He's an American kid.
American,
right? Great player.
And
tremendous
you're
player.
using. So this is just based on stats.
No, it's
statistics?
Not. No, Phil Housley's in the Hall of Fame.
Right, but you said LaFontaine. Well, if he played more. But when he played, he was easily one of the best players in the league. From when he was 18 years old, he stepped in the league, and he was a great player. The minute he stepped in the league, great player.
I agree, but unfortunately, well, that's true.
It's your list.
But Peter, because he's being that guy.
No,
Listen, they're both in the Hall of Fame.
I'm a little annoyed. That's all. I'm just a little annoyed.
Is that guy Wednesday?
Hey, Pat LaFontaine's in the Hall. I have him as an honorable mention. So you would take out Phil Housley, who had more points as a defenseman. Had the Jaffa helmet, which basically was tissue paper. I'm a Phil Housley guy.
You are, clearly. You love some Housley.
That's but you're good with the 4. You just have a problem at 5.
I do.
All right.
And it's not it's not against Phil Housley. It's just, to me, I just think you can listen. I don't think of the great defenseman in NHL history and go, oh, Phil Housley. That's not the first name that comes to mind.
And he was a bit of a compiler. I get it.
A bit.
But, injuries are part of it, Peter, right? Injuries are a part of it. What could have, would have, should have. Unfortunately, injuries do become a part of it.
Donnie,
do I believe
how many All-Stars did he play on?
LaFontaine or Housley?
Housley. How many All-Stars?
How
many times was he an
All-Star?
All-Star?
Played forever.
Do you have the info?
Probably 7, 8 times.
Lower, Bob.
All right.
Keep going. Come on, count.
2.
I don't know.
Lower, Bob.
Lower? He wasn't an All-Star 2 times?
Once.
And how many was Pat LaFontaine?
I think more than once.
I think so, too, but I'd be curious for the number. Well,
because he played forever, which, again, longevity, good for him. He came in the league as a teenager, and he did well right away. And you're right, he played on some really good teams. Those Flames teams were really good. But, did you ever, every year, go, that's the best defenseman in the league? How many Norris trophies?
None.
Okay.
I think he won a Calder. I think that's all he had from
All right. Well, I want everyone to calm down. Go back to your corners. 1-800-919-3776. You're going to have to come back, because after the break, I do think we should delve a little bit more into the possibility of Ty Simpson to the Jets.
Ugh.
And how excited Alan is about it.
No.
Very excited for ENN to play the Pagula audio, guys.
Yeah, something's going on up there.
There's something strange going on in Buffalo, and we're going to talk about that in ENN, plus take your calls at 1-800-919-3776. It's Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
Rich Eisen here. LinkedIn Jobs is stepping things up with their new AI assistant so you can feel confident you're finding top talent. Get this. Employees hired through LinkedIn are 30% more likely to stick around for at least a year compared to those hired through the leading competitor. Hire right the first time. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/Eisen, then promote it to use LinkedIn Jobs' new AI assistant, making it easier and faster to find top candidates. That's linkedin.com/Eisen to post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply. And promote it to use LinkedIn Jobs' new AI assistant, making it easier and faster to find top candidates. That's linkedin.com/Eisen to post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome to Jake's 58 Casino Hotel, where excitement never stops. Unleash the fun with 2 floors of gaming action, featuring 1,000 cutting-edge video and electronic machines. Enjoy exceptional service at a prime location that places you right in the heart of Long Island's excitement. Stay and play in style with over 200 hotel rooms and treat yourself to a full range of dining options at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel.
If gambling is a problem for you or someone you care about, please call the 24-hour toll-free helpline at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Hey, sorry I missed you. Your call is very important to me. Just not as important as the New Jersey Lottery's Green Ball promotion being back on Pick 3 evening drawings. See, if the green ball's drawn, that's a free second chance to win. So, yeah, you get it. It's only through February 1st, though, so try me after then.
Must be 18 or older to buy a lottery ticket. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. For game odds and promotion details, visit njlottery.com/pick3.
If you've been injured on a construction site, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique labor laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling construction accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for hardworking New Yorkers. From scaffold accidents to slip and falls and equipment failures, they've got your back. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS. That's right, 718-WORKERS, because your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. Find the Children is a nonprofit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted car. Call 1-800-294-0222. You'll receive the maximum tax deduction, and we provide fast, free pickup. Call 1-800-294-0222. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Call 1-800-294-0222. This advertisement was paid for in partnership with Cars R Us and Find the Children.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband Ryan died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ETHOS.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
You live for this. The wins, the losses, the slam dunks, and the buzzer beaters. The dream that this is your team's year. Hope, it's what keeps you coming back. So you represent with anticipation and with pride. Because when everything's on the line, your support means everything. That's why the NBA Store is here to support you. Check out the largest selection of official NBA gear at NBAstore.com. A Fanatics experience.
You know, we may be due for a Lee Goldberg conversation. And
yeah, it sounds like it.
Not me, and I don't mean me besmirching his clothes.
Oh.
No.
Well, what is it then? What did he do?
Yeah. No, I mean ask him about this weather. And
it was all right, so I don't know how early you got up, Peter. But
about 7:30.
Okay. So
my new life, by the way, don't hate it.
Yeah, don't hate having to wake up at only
7:30. 7:30 is money.
So I was taking Gracie to school at 7:30.
Okay.
And we were looking at the temperature in the car, how it tells you what it is outside. after we get out of the garage and
it said go bleep yourself on the car.
Right. It keeps going down and down and down. And then we get into single digits, 9, 8, 7. It stopped at 6. 6 degrees. That's where we were this morning. Wow. Now we're in the 30s here in New York City right now, which is
it's currently 32,
January.
Feels like 23.
Yeah, that's January. But 6
But I think
crazy.
I think what Peter's talking about is the potential of a foot of snow this weekend.
Well, not just that. So I would be curious to ask Lee Goldberg, about the snow that we'll get. I don't think many believe it will be that much for us. But the overall national concern of this gigantic ice and snowstorm that hits like 30 states is what I'm curious about, including they're saying, guys, a whole swath of the South getting hit with 3 inches of ice.
That's not good.
Which could give everybody an Alan Hahn ice rink in their backyard and much worse. So I am curious. I mean, but Don, it's like unclear. Like some of the speculation is that this is going to be just absolutely earth-shattering bad, and then other models have it maybe, not being quite to that level, but it is getting a little iffy.
I've been following it because I'm supposed to come home Sunday night. The Devils are playing the Kraken for a noon start Seattle time. So I'll be probably getting home late Sunday night, and they're saying this could be something that can go from Saturday into Sunday, can go from Sunday into Monday, because it's only Wednesday. There's these storms that could combine into a foot of snow, or maybe they miss each other and it turns out to be just 3 to 5 inches, something kind of normal. So we're going to have to wait and see over the next couple of days. So if momentum does start to build, or where we could see a foot of snow over the weekend, then I think that Lee Goldberg sometime Thursday or Friday would probably be a good spot.
We should get him Friday, I think, for sure. Just so you know, Don, the latest from ABC here in New York, confidence is increasing that the metropolitan area will see snow as early as Sunday morning and continuing into Monday. And they don't know how much yet will fall, but they are preparing. Everybody is preparing in the area. And then obviously it's pushing up from the south. So they got to see how all that goes, just like you said there. But, we are looking at basically early as Sunday morning and continuing into Monday. And if I'm not mistaken, that's what we got last weekend. It was overnight, Saturday night into Sunday, a little bit on Saturday afternoon, but not much. But then Saturday night into Sunday, and then Sunday morning, Sunday into Monday was when it really accumulated enough that, we all ended up having to probably shovel twice.
But the question here is
even more snow, right?
Oh, yeah. This, if we get the worst version of it, there's a version in which a foot of snow hits sort of, D.C., Philly, New York, I believe.
Oh, boy.
But there's also a version of this in which we get like 2 inches or just not very much at all.
Right.
But the South gets completely walloped. And, Don, since you're into this too, I'm sure you've seen that the ice storm hitting the South could have like really big ramifications, power grid, all kinds of stuff. So it's yes, there's the basic concern about what are we facing, traffic, shoveling, travel. I'm supposed to go to Saudi Arabia on Monday, all these different things. But then there's also this bigger concern of what could happen sort of nationwide.
So it's something to keep an eye on for sure, but we won't know until we get closer. Now, I'm just concerned about, I'm in the midst of a long trip, so are we going to have to stay? Now, we charter, so I think we'll be able to get out. The question is, in what condition will New York be in when I land?
Well, but then wouldn't they not
am I going to be able to drive the roads when I get home? Is my driveway going to be passable?
Yeah.
But
what am I heading to?
But if it ended up being seriously intense snow or ice here, would they possibly delay the trip? What do they do there? Like if they're worried that when you're
hazardous to
like if they're worried they don't know the level of ice or snow when they'd be landing.
Right. So the question, because the Devils have a game on Tuesday, so you just can't wait all day. But because there's options, right? Just leave early Monday when the snow is over, or do you fly someplace close? Like, do you fly to Florida? Do you fly so that at least you're within striking distance the next day? Because like Seattle and New York, not exactly that close. It's a long flight home. So we'll just have to keep an eye on it. But a lot of times flights are delayed because the plane's just not there, or what. But it could get to a point where, hey, the plane's ready. Everything's great in Seattle, but there's no place to land.
Right. That's what you'll need.
Because you can't land in Philly or D.C. if they're getting hit as much as New York is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, that's
because the idea could be, go to D.C. and just train back. But if it sounds like the conditions,
the D.C.'s going
to be pretty far south, are going to be bad.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So
that'll be something
you just may not have anywhere to go.
So according to a meteorologist at the Weather Prediction Center, Jennifer Tate, New York City is unfortunately on the edge of the line. So there's uncertainty. They do not know whether there'll be a northward shift. So the New York office of the National Weather Service said there was potential for moderate to heavy snowfall across portions of the state with a 72% probability of at least 6 inches of snow for New York City from Sunday through Monday.
At least.
Okay. 72% chance. 60% of the time, it works every time.
Every time.
So that's kind of what we're looking at. So a quick weather update for what, if you haven't been paying attention, is looking like it could be a very serious storm over the next several days. So we got you caught up with that. I do want to finally let Alan get his thoughts in on Ty Simpson, and we do want to get back to the Cody Bellinger of it all, plus your phone calls at 1-800-919-3776.
We do. But you know what else I want to do here?
Well,
I just want to mention quickly about a trophy that could possibly be raised.
But it's not time to raise the banner yet and raise the trophy.
No, it's not. But when it does happen, it can feel like the season's over. But on the ESPN app, it's never over. Because with more than 47,000 live events, plus originals, highlights, and coverage from every corner of the sports world, there's always something to dive into. Plenty of hoops to watch, of course, this time of year. As you know, there's a big ESPN slate tonight. But there's also a very big Knicks-Nets game tonight at Madison Square Garden. No off-season, just everything a fan needs to keep going, always in season. Get all of ESPN all in one place. Download the ESPN app on your TV or your phone today, Peter.
Well, listen, as Alan just said, it's a championship program right here. We're going to get into it in the 5 o'clock hour. ENN 6 o'clock. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? FanDuel is turning on playoff mode. All customers get a profit boost pack every NFL playoff game day. Each game day during the championship round, you'll find a pack loaded with multiple profit boosts waiting for you in the app. More boosts means more ways to level up your playoff bets. You can pick the matchups you believe in, take your shot on an upset, or build a parlay that fits the moment. Whatever you like, bet it. Only on FanDuel. Then apply your profit boosts and go after even bigger payouts while the playoffs keep rolling. Each game day during the championship round, you'll find a pack loaded with multiple profit boosts waiting for you in the app. So visit FanDuel.com/local and grab your profit boost pack every NFL playoff game day. Must be 21 and older and physically present in New York. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions do apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For over the gambling problem, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY at 467369.
Now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Thanks so much, guys. We've got a new issue over in Brooklyn, BQE eastbound by McGinnis-Humboldt. Broken down car in the right lane. Add that to the volume. Delays go back onto the inbound Gowanus. Belt eastbound. They picked up that tractor trailer that snuck on the roadway over by Shell Road. Still have some solid delays there going back into Bay Ridge. Verrazano into Staten Island. Stick with the lower deck if you can. Upper level, it's a stall on the span blocking the left lane. Heaviest ride to the outbound George Deegan northbound. You're solid approaching the Cross Bronx from the Triborough and the Bruckner. They did pick up that accident by the Willis Avenue Bridge. Inbound George, no issues for both the upper and lower decks. Outbound Lincoln Irving about 15 minutes. Outbound Holland 20 to 30. This report is sponsored by the New York City Department of Transportation. Speeding ruins lives. Drivers, watch out for pedestrians and cyclists and slow your turns to less than 5 miles an hour. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
Show your team spirit and save big only at Security Dodge during the Start Something New sales event. For a limited time, score an extra $500 off on top of all rebates and new incentives, just for coming in and wearing your favorite team's jersey or swag. High school, college, or pro, football, basketball, hockey, and every sport in between. It's easy to win big at Security Dodge in Amityville. Visit us today or shop 24/7 at securitydodge.com.
Rich Eisen here. Hiring for your small business can feel like a full-time job, but LinkedIn Jobs AI Assistant takes the heavy lifting out of it. It filters applicants based on the criteria you set and suggests 25 great fit candidates daily so you can invite them to apply and keep things moving. Hire right the first time. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/Eisen, then promote it to use LinkedIn Jobs' new AI Assistant, making it easier and faster to find top candidates. That's linkedin.com/Eisen to post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply. Then promote it to use LinkedIn Jobs' new AI Assistant, making it easier and faster to find top candidates. That's linkedin.com/Eisen to post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply.
Empower. Pete's back on the links with all new golf clubs and hopefully less swearing.
Dang, sliced it.
He worked with Empower to help him get good at money, so he can be a little bad.
Heads up!
Oof. Talent sold separately.
I said these were slice-proof.
At least he has money for lessons. Invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
Hey, this is Jalen Brunson.
Jalen Brunson for three.
And this is your home for New York Knicks basketball. This is 880 ESPN.
WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2, New York.
All right, so no more time to waste here on Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg, because we want to talk to the people at 1-800-919-3776. And we got to get back to some Cody Bellinger, who will be a Yankee for the next 5 years and $162 million. But, Alan, what nauseated you so much about the prospect of Mel Kiper saying tie Simpson to the New York Jets at 16? And here is Mel. So just to let you react here, Alan. Here's Mel on mocking Simpson to the Jets.
Yeah, he what he's basically saying is this is a guy that you draft and then you just kind of hope to develop him. You put some more time into him, right? You're not drafting him to play him right away. The problem is that you could do that in some other places, and here in New York you can't do it because you don't have another option. You draft him, and within days people are going to be, how fast can you get him in? And this is a guy that doesn't have a lot of reps in college. And what have we seen over the years recently from a lot of these quarterbacks that come out of college and they don't have a lot of game experience? What do we see? It doesn't work. You can ruin a quarterback by throwing him out there and just, hey, it's got to be better. He'll figure it out. It doesn't work like that. You can ruin a player that way. And the Jets are really good at that, ruining a player. That's why I don't love this. Now, again, Mel's doing what he does because for Mel, this is the player that makes sense at this number. Team needs a quarterback. This is the next best quarterback. This is the guy you take. So we did a little more digging. So he also did a big board rankings. So where's Trinidad Chambliss in this whole thing? He does have him as the third quarterback, best quarterback in the draft. He has him ranked third. But he doesn't have him in his mock first round, which means he doesn't see him as a first-round pick. That's fine with me. I have no problem. As I said, I feel like these picks need to turn into plug-and-play immediate players now. And if that means that 16 pick goes to a team that wants a quarterback that they can stash and develop, and they want to take him there, great. Give me some draft capital. And I can always get into the second round or be in the second round. And if Chambliss is there, if he's available, that's the guy I would probably rather get. Now, I know the knock on him is that he's 6'1", barely. They feel like he's small, and small quarterbacks don't really work out. He has also talked about how he does want to go back to Ole Miss. He just did an interview. I'm reading some of the quotes here. He's making it pretty clear how much he loved it there, and he feels like it gives him more time to develop. But he's 23 years old. If you give him if he knows I could be a first-round pick next year with another college year under my belt, then maybe he wants to stay for that rather than be a second-round pick. But you also don't know. I mean, Carson Beck was in college for 7 years. Did his stock go up or go down? The longer he stayed.
I stayed stagnant.
You know what I mean? Like, it's so, to me, that's somebody that I would consider. But if not, and Mel is yelling it, he's screaming it, this is not a quarterback draft. There is not a desperate need for the Jets to draft a quarterback in the first round this year. Just because you have 2 picks, it doesn't mean you make it on someone who's made 17 starts in college and clearly needs a lot more development, and that's something you're not good at as an organization.
That's right.
So that's why I don't want to buy into this. I know why Mel's doing it, and I don't begrudge Mel. But this is not something that should become a narrative with the Jets. It should not.
Well, where are you coming from, Alan, of just against taking young quarterbacks, inexperienced quarterbacks in college overall? Are you just against the Jets doing it because they don't have a history of developing a quarterback?
Both. Now, if you had a veteran, like, again, the Rams, a great example. The Rams with Matthew Stafford, then you can draft a Ty Simpson type that he's not going to play. We don't have to play him. There's no urgency to play him. There's no reason to play him. But, man, we can get him in our system. He could be around this guy who's an MVP, who's an all-time great, and he can, learn, and then in time he can get better. That's the way it's supposed to go. But with the Jets, it won't go that way.
Well, but that's the thing. I'm saying you're biased on your opinion, and I'm not saying you're wrong because you just know that the Jets aren't good at this.
The worst.
Well, we don't know this regime is bad at it. The only evidence we have is that Justin Fields didn't mature, didn't get better. But that could be on Fields. That could be on Fields.
Yeah, but he got worse as the season went on. He didn't get better. He didn't develop. They didn't put a system around him that fit his skill set. They had a system that they took from Detroit and said, "Hey, play this way." He doesn't play that way.
And I fundamentally agree with you. But if Muji likes this kid and believes that he could be good, you can't not draft him because we're going to feel pressure to play him. Why? Why would you feel pressure to play him?
Because you have an owner that can't help himself.
I can't answer to that.
He can't help himself.
Forget it. But here's the thing. If that's the answer to everything, you're dead. All right, so let's not even talk about it. No, seriously, let's not even have a discussion because they'll get screwed no matter what they do.
Well,
because if Woody's going to get his fat hands on it, it's all going to be a mess.
You can use, like I said, I think you've got to be – now that's why the other thing that, again, was all just reindeer games about, Tua and Kyler, those are the names of players that the Jets could get in a trade, and that just makes you just go, I'm good. I'm all set. Like, the options aren't really great. You need a veteran quarterback that can get you through the year. One is not really available that we know of right now. But if one does somehow shake free, you do have some draft capital to get it done. That, to me, is the only redeeming thing you can do this offseason. I don't think drafting someone in a quarterback draft that isn't very deep and doesn't have a lot of experience and already has 2 guys that would be considered 2 top picks, 2 of them, one of them already said him going back, and another one's desperately trying to stay out of the draft and go back. So you're really going into the depths where you're going to take somebody that really isn't considered to be a high-end prospect. And you're putting him in a quarterback room where you don't have any talent. And you might be forced to play someone just because you drafted him. And it's a different face.
Well,
that's not how you do it.
I want to run one thing by you, Alan. Let's see if how Alan feels about this. Here's Schrager reacting to the thought of this.
What? Oh, Shregs. I love Shregs. Love him.
Oh, my God.
But to say it's just a 16th pick, Do you understand how many holes are on this roster that you cannot just throw away a 16th overall pick?
It's not your 4th round pick, Schrager.
No, if you're if you want to take one of the older guys or one of the guys that had some sizzle and then didn't really do it this year, but maybe has some potential and they're older, and you want to take them in the 3rd round or 4th round, you could do it, and maybe you'll hit, maybe you'll get a Dak Prescott out of it. But you can't do that with the 16th. Don't gamble that pick. Use it to get more draft capital if you don't feel like that's an area that's too high to draft a guy. But, hey, let's take a swing. You can't afford to do that if you're the Jets.
Dude,
no way. And you're Muji. This is a big offseason for him.
This is why I get so frustrated with these things.
Oh, here we go.
Now, these are good people that work their tail off, and they do way more homework on these prospects, and they're way more connected than I am in the NFL. But how can I take what you say seriously? If you say, oh, just take him at 16. If it doesn't work out, so what? We got all these other picks. I can't. I can't deal with that. These guys hold on to 7th round picks like they're gold. The 16th overall pick. And listen, you didn't luck into the 16th overall pick. You traded away Sauce Gardner to get that pick.
Thank you.
You just don't throw it away. It's 16. It's in the middle of the 1st round.
Yes.
I cannot. If that is your general philosophy as a general manager, you should not be allowed back in the league. Oh, it's a 6. Oh, so what? I'll take a quarterback. Oh, if it doesn't work, we'll just. So what? We could go to all these other picks. No,
you know what, Don?
I can't believe that was said on national television. Can't believe it.
I walked out on your list, but I'm giving you a standing ovation now for this moment.
Holy
cannoli! You said everything I tried to say, but you said it way more eloquently. Even I couldn't say that one.
That was really
struggled that one.
Timothy Schallenbach.
But I got a little emotional because of the way Don just was able to express my thoughts, and that's exactly it.
I get it.
How can you just say, hey, if it doesn't work out, just pick another one next year? No, because you know why? You won't be here to pick another one next year if the team stinks again and a quarterback that you drafted sucks or isn't ready. Like the fact the 49ers were able to survive Trey Lance at the number 3 overall pick for a guy that didn't play major college and didn't play a lot, but they saw some things in him that maybe there was potential, and there was a lot of this Josh Allen stuff because of the level he played. And
but where'd they get him?
Sounds like 4th team now.
And keep in mind where the 49ers took their shot at finding another one. A little shot in the dark that worked out.
Oh,
it was the last pick of the draft.
Yeah.
That's where you could do it, but take a swing.
But that ended up saving that draft for them.
For sure.
Now, again, but a franchise like that, with a coach like that, can get away with it. You can't if you're the Jets and you're Darren Muji. This offseason is too important for him. He has got to show you progress because we already are wondering about the head coach. I need to know that the general manager knows what the hell he's doing and that this offseason set them on the right course. And maybe it's still going to be a minute, but at least you can go, no, you know what? They got some players. They got some players, so this is heading the right direction. He didn't take a risk on some guy. He didn't feel forced. I got to take a quarterback because you got to. No, not in a draft that isn't a quarterback draft. You can't do it. Not a guy that has zero experience. You can't do it.
Now, but maybe if Muji loves him and his job is on the line, I've said this a million times, and you want to take the chance on him, fine. And if you believe you can shut your owner up and say, this kid's not playing, and I'm going to bring somebody in that's going to get their head beat in for 17 games, and no matter what happens, no matter what's written about, no matter who opens shows with it, this kid's not playing. He's just going to watch. He's going to learn. But still, what's the possibility of him being in love with a kid that's played 15 games of college football, and who is he learning from?
Right.
I go out and get I get Tua. Fine, Tua's good. Tua's played. But if Tua suffers a concussion in week 1, guess what? He's not helping you.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And that could very well happen.
That's why you got to have 2 vets. Again, this is how they screwed up Zach Wilson. They brought in Zach Wilson. He was 5'0", 100. And then they were like, oh, we don't really need anybody good in the quarterback room. We got him. And how do you do? And then they went deeper into the season before they finally were like, okay, we probably got to bring in a good quarterback. We got to bring in somebody that's actually played the position and is capable. It took them weeks to do that. You don't put a young player in that kind of a scenario. You just can't do it.
Well, and
it doesn't make sense.
You cannot on an organization like the
same
Jets.
Mistake twice.
On this kind of organization, you cannot assume we can bring someone in and show them something.
Oh, God, no.
You don't currently know if the guy who's going to start for you next year is on the roster. We don't know. It would be one thing, and Alan, I know you were sickened by the prospect of the names that became available.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray, Geno, and who was the other one?
It was Geno, Kyler, and Tua.
Now, I know none of those give you any movement. I would even say, I know this sounds crazy, going the full circle of it. I'd say if you knew Geno was playing for you, there's at least a professional quarterback that you could watch play the game and could talk to.
He's been around.
He's been around. He improved as a player throughout his career. He's still a serviceable player,
I guess.
But you're not learning from Tua or Kyler Murray.
No,
you could learn from Geno for sure, guys. I could see Geno going on to being a quarterback coach after this. Who knows? But
I guess so. It would be a weird kind of full circle with Geno. But I of all the ones,
he's the one.
I wouldn't hate that, although he does scare me with the fact that anytime he sees a rush, he just goes, "Oh my God," and throws the ball on the floor. But it's.
But they don't even have that. They don't have anyone.
There's so few options that I guess you'd have to take the lesser of all evils and give me somebody that at least I know I could just play every week and let him run for his life, and we'll figure it out. And then you have Justin Fields as your quarterback 2 that you might use as a wildcat guy, which would be a smart thing to do because you're just paying him. Might as well use him in different ways without having to make him a starter. And then whoever it is that you're going to draft, he's got to be the third guy that just he's in street clothes most of the time, and you're just going to try to teach him stuff for the year. I just don't. In what world do you use a 16th pick for a quarterback that you know deep down we can't play this kid right away?
Can't play.
We can't.
And then you're talking about just getting a quarterback he can learn from. It's not even on the. It's not even on the table of winning games.
No.
Right? It's not even on the table of winning games.
Let's not get crazy about winning games.
Difficult schedule. And the stupid thing about all this, because you have an impatient owner who claims to be patient, is that you'll go out there and just say, all right, listen, it's a year to learn, it's a year to grow, it's a year to evaluate. You go out there and you go 3-14 and everybody gets fired.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the pressure more than anything else.
Yes.
The pressure of we get to November and Muji and Glenn's jobs are on the line, and now you're forced to make decisions to save your job.
Yeah.
And that's the X factor with Woody. He can talk all he wants about being patient and all that. Let's get to November when the team's 1-8, and now it's we got to play the kid. We got to do this because now your job's on the line, which is what Brian Dable faced midway through this season. So if you just had an owner who's like, listen, I believe in all of you. Just go out there, do the best job you can. Let's develop a quarterback, and then we'll see you in 27. But when did the Jets ever do that? The patience all of a sudden turns around into panic every time.
Every time.
1-800-919-3776. Let's go to Moose in Jamaica to talk a little Jets. What's up, Moose?
Moose.
What's going on, fellas? Good evening. How are we?
Good, buddy.
Good.
Chilling. So, Don just said it, the whole thing. It's the Jets would be lucky if all the draft pick hits, regardless of the quarterback, if they have the current ones or get new ones, and the free agent signs they make. With the schedule, they'll be lucky to win. If all goes right, at most they win 6 games because of the schedule. So that being said, if I was the Jets, because I'm only looking to win 3 to 4 games and maybe take a quarterback in day 2 or day 3, the quarterback I go get to just save face and have competent quarterback play is Mac Jones, and look for Drew Allard day 2 or day 3. If he plays next season due to injury or whatever the case may be, and he shows that he doesn't have it, you draft a high quarterback with your bad record. You're in the top 3. You get the can't miss Arch Manning, whoever comes out that's a bona fide prospect. And that's all I have to say about that.
You know what, Moose? That's a hell of a call.
There you go.
That is a good call.
That's a hell of a call. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. That's a simple thing to do. There are going to be older quarterbacks who were in college that had one time or another had that the next one kind of feel to them. It never really, I think Nussmeier's and the other one, they're there. They're not going to move the needle. They're not going to move anything.
You want Drew Aller?
But you get somebody just so you can have somebody, but you don't use a 16th pick to do it.
No,
16's kind of. When did all of a sudden Peter 16 become like a throwaway pick?
Oh hell,
in the middle of the first round.
16 is
too valuable.
Well, I'll say this: if you're drafting at 16, you had a mushy middle season, right? It wasn't a great season. It wasn't a horrible season, but you're still paying attention to your first round pick. It's 16. This isn't a garbage pick.
No, great.
Let's go back to the phones. Let's go to Larry in West Orange. Hey, Larry.
Hey, guys. I listen, this is crazy. The Jets have like 4 picks in the top 50 next year. They can get 3 or 4 starters out of that. It's not like they're a quarterback away from going to the Super Bowl. Like, why would you take Simpson at 16? It makes no sense. I'd rather take Carson Beck in the 3rd or 4th round.
Right?
It's just crazy.
Again, that's all I've been trying to say. And look, I want to keep saying it over and over again. This is not about Mel. What Mel does is he tells you as each pick goes by in his mocks, who's the next player that makes sense here when it comes to position and all that stuff. And when you come to Jets, you think quarterback. So that's when he says, well, the next best quarterback to take would be this guy. And 2 would be too high, so this is the next chance to get him. So this is why you do it. So it's not about Mel. This is about just the reasoning that we all as Jets fans are looking at it and shaking our heads. And Schrags, who I love, like for saying, if you get it wrong, just do it again next year. That doesn't work like that anymore in the NFL. You can't get it wrong.
I really hope that was taken out of context or something.
I'd love to get Schrags on. It's just because that feels too flippant.
Maybe
big deal. No, it is a big deal. Get the best talent. And that 16, by the way, could have some value to somebody else that can get you more draft capital.
Is it possible?
If you don't feel like there's a player there for you.
Is it possible he's kind of goofing? Because there is laughter.
He sounded like because Greeny was face palming like we all do this time of year.
But you think he meant it?
I think he was trying to suggest that there'll be more quarterbacks next year, so you can always, if you don't get it right there, you can. But if you don't get it right there, that's a first round pick. Like that's a first round contract. Like,
right.
I'm not playing around like that.
And that wasn't gifted to you by the league because they felt sorry for you. You traded
you gave up
Sauce
a good
Gardner
player
away.
Yes. Thank you for I thought I was losing I thought I was going crazy. I was telling Anthony, I'm like, I can't believe what I'm reading here. And I thought, is this just me, though? Am I, like, completely over-emotional now, thinking that everything the Jets are going to do is just going to turn the dust? But I'm glad you guys see what I'm saying, that this doesn't make sense. And I know you need a quarterback, but it doesn't mean you draft one this year in a draft that isn't a good draft. Like, if I told you, like, Peter, I'm going to bring you into a room, you're looking for a wife. Now, these women, not so great. Can't really they're not really loyal. They've got some spotty pass to them. Some are like a little immature, but you can pick one, or you can wait and I can take you somewhere else.
No.
Year.
Give me that one.
Like, are you going to rush into this? What is that show? There's a show on like TLC that does this, right? The 90-day fiance thing.
Yeah.
Like
no, I'll just take the one over there, the smoking the weed, hiding in the trash can with chocolate on her face. Give me that one.
Right? I need
gotta
one.
do what I got to do.
I need one. I might as well just do this. Like, come on.
This is the analogy, and this comes from experience, okay?
Go ahead.
It's the mildly attractive social studies teacher.
Oh.
In an all-boys high school.
Okay.
No.
3 becomes an 8.
Yes.
Yeah.
And now that's who you're drafting to try to win you a Super Bowl.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, well, listen, I got news for you. The Jets are a 3, so no one's ever confused him with an 8, no matter how drunk your goggles were.
Well, we're talking about the other way around.
You're reversing the analogy.
No. I know exactly what I'm doing. I am reversing the analogy to say the Jets are a 3. They might be seeing 1s and going, you know what, that might be a 5. Pretty good for me. I'm a friggin' 3. I mean, that's what I'm saying. They've lived their whole life as 3s. They'd have to pray to be drunk one night and forget that they're a 3.
You would think a 3 would know what a 3 looks like then.
That's exactly right. They know very well. They just need a mirror. 1-800-919-3776. More of your calls on this. The Cody Bellinger, ENN at 6. It's DHR and ESPN New York.
prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNNewYorkContests.com.
That's ESPNNewYorkContests.com.
Not all F words are bad. Some are actually great, like fast, free fiber for 4 months. Yep, switch to Optimum Fiber for as low as $25 a month. Plus, for a limited time, you can get 4 months free, HBO Max included for 1 year, and a 5-year price lock. Don't wait, this free fiber deal won't last long, and the fastest, most reliable, most consistent internet speeds await you. Call 888-4-OPTIMUM or visit Optimum.com/free today. Terms apply. See Optimum.com for details.
It's Chuck Devine with SnowCountry.com. Save more on the brands pros trust at Lowe's. Get 35% off select major appliances valid through January 30th. See Lowe's.com for more details. Coming off that terrific long weekend with a double whammy of snowstorms. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday looking good weather-wise for some pack powder skiing on the slopes at Shawnee and Camelback and the Poconos, both at or near 100%, plus snow tubing day and night. Mountain Creek, New Jersey, across 4 connected peaks, celebrates their 60th anniversary Saturday with a legacy rail jam. They'll have a live DJ at the base. They'll celebrate the vintage days of Vernon Valley at Mountain Creek this weekend. They got 9 inches of fresh snow since the weekend. So did Mount Peter in New York, Thunder Ridge on 19 trails. They're all going day and night. So are Southington, Sundown, and Mohawk in Connecticut, and Jiminy in the Berkshires, all at or near 100%. Bel Air on 60 trails got 10 inches since the weekend.
You don't just ski or ride, you dominate. At Killington, we fuel your adventure. Be the beast. Ski and ride Killington.
Knicks fans, it's time for basketball, and the action starts tonight at Crompton Ale House with Team ESPN New York and Ultra. Whether you need a pregame spot or you're looking for the right Knicks bar to watch the game versus the Nets, Crompton Ale House is your destination. The party tips off at 7 p.m., and Team ESPN will be giving away ESPN, Ultra, and Knicks prizes. Join fellow Knicks fans tonight at 159 West 26th Street. Cheer on your Knicks, enjoy Ultra draft and bottle specials, and cool prizes all game long at Crompton Ale House.
And now it's time for traffic. Here's Brandy Scott.
Thanks so much, guys. We're going to start off in Nassau County, bumper to bumper on the Southern State eastbound. Just cleaned up a crash over by Eagle Avenue. Still have some heavy delays going back into Valley Stream. Not moving much on the Grand Central westbound in Queens. Right after the Cross Island, a car fire being worked on. Delays go back onto the westbound Northern State. You're jammed from Lakeville Road. Still have this broken down car on the BQE eastbound by McGinnis, Humboldt, and Brooklyn. Backed up onto the inbound Gowanus from the Belt Merge. Best of it's the outbound George, southbound Egan and Henry Hudson. West Side Highway northbound slowdowns from the 79th Street Boat Basin. Inbound George looking good for both the upper and lower decks. Outbound Lincoln and Holland tunnels 15 minutes each. This report is sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving. For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you're not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Visit MAD.org. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
If you've been injured in an accident that wasn't your fault, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique personal injury and workers' compensation laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling all types of accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for injured New Yorkers. From construction to car accidents and slips and falls, they've got you covered. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS, where your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
Welcome to Jake's 58 Casino Hotel, where excitement never stops. Unleash the fun with 2 floors of gaming action, featuring 1,000 cutting-edge video and electronic machines. Enjoy exceptional service at a prime location that places you right in the heart of Long Island's excitement. Stay and play in style with over 200 hotel rooms and treat yourself to a full range of dining options at Jake's 58 Casino Hotel.
If gambling is a problem for you or someone you care about, please call the 24-hour toll-free helpline at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
The post-crib assembly press conference, brought to you by Progressive.
Michael, you had some trouble putting the crib together today. What went wrong?
You know, those instructions can be tough, and, well, you saw the outcome.
Were you upset when your wife pulled you and called in the backup?
No, I mean, the baby needs a crib to sleep in, so whatever it takes.
You've got a changing table to put together next. It's got a lot of drawers. What's your comment?
You know what? We're done here.
Like it or not, sometimes you need a backup. That's why there's Progressive to protect your home and auto. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Life is full of choices, some big, some small. And when you choose an H&R Block Tax Pro, you're choosing the largest network of tax expertise to be in your corner for when your big ambitions need help with the small details. For when your 6 figures come from 6 different places. For when your gaming stream becomes your revenue stream. For when your business's year 1 needs 70 years of tax know-how. At H&R Block, we've seen it all, and we're here to help you make the most out of your money for life outside the box. Get started at hrblock.com.
Wow. Jam Master Jay's birthday and the anniversary of King of Rock. Wow, look at you, Jacob. Get it done. Appreciate that. Just talking about Run DMC this morning on the Ebro Laura Rosenberg
This was
vehicle.
a great video. It was funny.
I don't remember that you talked too much video.
Wasn't it like they kept like they'd pick up the phone and they would say that and it was like all kinds of
sounds like a very 80s joke. They're just picking up the phone and
goofy.
going, "You talk too much."
Yeah, it's very goofy, but I remember it.
Videos of the early the mid 80s videos are something.
Just
So,
chef's kiss.
Had an interesting moment in the press room last night in Edmonton.
Oh.
Individual came up to me, and his name escapes me. I'm sorry. It's been crazy. So I apologize if he's listening. I should have remembered your name.
That's
major listener to this show.
Oh.
Major listener to the K Show. Born and raised in Edmonton, Alberta.
Edmo, to you and me.
All right.
Fell in love with the show because he's a big hip-hop guy and loved Peter and listened to his show on Hot, and that turned him on to ESPN Radio.
How about
Turn
that?
me on, dead man. Wait, and he's from Alberta?
Yes.
He's from Edmo. Yeah.
Look at that. Well, you're welcome.
Look at that.
Sounds like a great guy. Was he a great guy?
And I met he was a great guy. I met a guy in Calgary, same thing. Big Yankee fan, lived in Calgary his whole life, listened to the show. Ran into a lot of Devil fans in Calgary and Edmonton that were born and raised in Alberta, but just became Devil fans.
Interesting.
Because of the video games or whatever. It just shows you what a global village we have. That you could be like so removed from New York, but because we have the technology to watch and listen to whatever we want, that, hey, I don't have to root for the Flames or the Oilers. I'll root for whoever I want. Yeah. I can listen to whatever market I want to listen to.
Damn right you can.
Cool.
Now, Don, you're not feeling sick again, are you?
Yeah, you hearing it?
I guess
your voice is sounding a little funky.
It is amazing.
Nasally.
I feel much better. When the whole crew in Calgary and Edmonton, I think it was because of the altitude. We all just got stuffed up.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't bring it up during the show yesterday because I wasn't sure what the heck it was. But in the roof of Rogers Place in Edmonton, like it looked like smoke coming out of the roof, like different areas. And I found out that it was like a misting just to kind of moisten the air up a little bit.
Really?
It's so dry up there.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's interesting.
I thought, were they testing some parabolics or some, not parabolics, something for the show. No, it was just they're misting the air because it's so dry. So we were all, I had a cold earlier, and then I felt great, didn't bring anything with me, and then I just got congested, but I feel a lot better today.
This is the best my
Thank you for
voice.
asking.
This is the best my voice has sounded. I finally feel like mostly the saline has worked. Dr. Max April recommended the extra strength saline spray mixed with a steroid, nasal Nasonex or something, and that combo has gotten me mostly back. But there's still something going on, man. So shout out to everyone who's been dealing with some sort of winter something or other for the last month. Let's keep talking to the people. For the yo-yo reindeer games that are a mock draft, Alan, people are interested in this convo. Yeah.
All right.
Here we go. Here's Adam in the car who wants to weigh in. Adam, what's up?
Hey, guys. What's going on? Yeah, so I don't know if the other caller talked about Jets going 6-10. I think that would be disastrous for the Jets because next year is about the quarterback. If they win 6 games, that could push them out of getting Arch and Dante. So they got to use these picks. The defense offered up no resistance last year whatsoever. They got to find playmakers for defense and find a wide receiver too.
I completely agree. You have to get I'd rather them get a veteran wide receiver. And if AJ Brown his time is up in Philly, right? You got to get somebody to balance it out with Garrett. But you also still need to get somebody to throw it to him. So I don't know any veteran wide receiver is going to want to come here. But I'm with you. Like, there's so many holes and so many things that you need to do to improve this team that every single pick that you have right now is so valuable that you can't just like, hey, take a swing at this guy. You cannot do that. And I would also argue that the picks are so valuable that if you can get somebody that is a veteran player that can be a force multiplier, that can be somebody that in that locker room suddenly things change, then you got to use picks to get them. That's also why you have these picks.
Well, but here's the question. I don't think they're winning 6 games. They're going to have the toughest schedule in the NFL. We have no idea who their quarterback is.
Right.
But if they end up winning 2-3 games, are they bringing everybody back? Yeah,
that's the
I don't
weird,
know.
right? Isn't that like that's the weird conversation we have every year here? And I'm almost so sick and tired of this conversation because whether it's the Jets or the Giants, it seems to be the only thing we ever do. Well, they can't. Damned if they win because they won't be able to get a top 5 pick and get what they need. But damned if they don't because they're going to fire everybody and now we have to start all over again.
Oh, it's the best place to be.
It's the worst place to be, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah.
What about does Malik Willis give you any movement?
That's a name that I would definitely consider. Although some people think that taking him out of that offense and taking him away from there and shining a light back on him, you'd say, see, it's another guy that, is probably better off as a backup. I don't know. I thought even though they didn't win, but that's not all his fault, I thought there were moments where he sizzled a little bit when he was in for Jordan Love.
Well,
your thoughts, Don?
He sounded better than the list that Alan gave you before. Tua, Kyler Murray.
Well, because you know why? Because you don't
Geno Smith.
Because you don't know what the ceiling is. At least you could be curious about Malik Willis's ceiling.
Yeah, because it's not like this guy was a bum when he was drafted. He just was drafted into a bum situation.
Bum situation in Tennessee.
Yes.
He started 3 games there in 2022. Then he got into games 3 times in 2023. Didn't start any. Threw the ball 5 times. Then in 2024, he comes in for Jordan Love, goes 2-0 in those games, 3 touchdowns, no picks. And then in 2025, plays in 4 games, starts 1, loses that game. But over those several games in which he played, 422 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks for the Packers.
Listen, this wasn't a first-round pick, right? This wasn't somebody that was coming into the NFL, but he had something coming out of college that made you interested in him. And I do think he's got the combination of the ability to throw and run. And now that he's been in the league, again, it's one of these guys that probably just needed more time, but he's got a lot of physical tools that is interesting. He's not very big, and that's part of the problem. But I would rather do something like that short term. Same thing as Fields, really. It's very similar to Fields, but that's just makes more sense.
Third round. It was a 3rd round pick in 2022.
Yeah. Like, give me that. Versus,
to me, it's what does it cost you though, right? Like, because
he's a free agent.
But contract wise,
well, who's going to give him $20 million?
Oh, I think he's getting $20 million.
20? Who's giving him 20?
I mean, Justin Fields just got 20.
I know.
Malik Willis at least had some momentum behind.
Well, no. Justin Fields just got 20, and now the league goes, yeah, we shouldn't do that. Like, think about the teams that need starting quarterbacks.
Well, Miami's reportedly interested in Malik Willis. Will they make that move? We shall see. And what would it be? I'll make a pick, though, Don, right now. I bet you if Justin Fields got 20, I see what Allen's argument is that teams will say we won't do that. I bet they'll see more of him because I think the Green Bay allure tricks people because, of course, he played better there because they're a better run franchise. I bet I could see him getting $23 million.
100%.
Because he played well in a big spot. That was a very high-profile game against the Bears that he got a lot of spotlight in, and he played well.
He looked good.
I could see it.
They've just got like the Jets have this Ben Johnson, offense going on with a quarterback that can't throw. You can't do that. You got to be an accurate thrower.
Right. So but let me get this straight, because if we're going to put an ad in the paper for this.
Oh.
Seeking experienced quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
That can bridge the gap to our young quarterback.
Well, we don't have that guy yet.
Help educate a possible draft pick at quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe this year, maybe next year. We're not sure.
but not too good to win too many games and screw up our draft.
That's right. You just wrote the ad.
I know who would tear off the little phone number thing and walk out of the supermarket.
It's almost like seeking Butterface. You know? No, some people be happy with you, but others might
bear
go.
with me because I know, the Jets have not fared well with 40-plus-year-old quarterbacks recently.
I know what you're going to say.
I'm just saying.
Say it.
Is there a way?
Say it. That
you could – there's 2 40-plus-year-old quarterbacks that you could –
2?
Make a phone call to. One is, one's not going to move the needle. One might make people just go, what the hell are they doing,
Oh, Joey Flacco, your favorite, Joey Flacco?
Yeah. Joe, that's the safe one. That's the easy one.
Say the other one. Say the other name.
The other one might take more than just a phone call.
Got to fly out?
The other one might take maybe Woody Johnson to send a jet.
Oh, yeah.
And say, jump in the jet. We're going to fly you back to New York.
I love Bobby.
We want to sit down with you.
Say his name!
Take these flowers while you're at it.
Oh, yeah.
And then here's our head coach. We have a pillow down on the floor because he's about to get down on his knees.
Oh, excuse me. Oh, my God.
Oh, wow. Okay,
I didn't know we were going there.
With his hands folded.
Clown show.
Oh, pray.
Clown show. Clown show.
To make this presentation that begins with a bit of an apology.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
You might have misunderstood last year. When we said we didn't want you, we meant right now. We didn't want you then. Things have changed. We've changed. We've changed for the better.
Yeah.
We think we can make it work this time. This time we really mean it. What do you say, Aaron?
Yeah.
I was going to say you're asking the Jets to send a "you up" text to Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. Hey, big head.
Yeah.
I love Bobby.
Listen. Desperate times call for desperate measures.
Entertain me, clowns. You know what?
If he wants to keep playing,
just entertain me off it.
Clown show.
Think about it.
Clown show.
If I can't believe I'm doing this. If he still wants to play, he doesn't want to retire. 31 other teams are like, no, we're good. There's that one team that's like,
for the record, they would have been better if they had him last year. I will say that.
Who says no? Let's be honest.
Listen. I do it if I'm the Jets.
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers says no.
Well, no. Does Rodgers say I'd rather retire than put that jersey back on? Or does he say, oh, my God, I love this. I will own this franchise now. They will let me do anything I want because they're crawling back to me. This feeds his ego. It's everything.
I'd love to see it, but I think the text thread basically would be "you up," and the response would be "I'm good."
You just have 3 dots just for a minute, and then all of a sudden
dangling there for it.
Disappear.
I'm good.
See, that's all I got.
I like what you've done. I don't think it's going to happen.
I knew you were going there.
Yeah.
No. Seems more realistic.
First of all performative, everybody. Don't post this. Don't share that. This is all performative. But it's what else? Like, think about it. This is what you got right now. This is the dregs that you're dealing with of options that you have. And that doesn't mean you take a guy with 17 games of experience in college with the 16th pick and just go, maybe this one will work. You can't do that. Can't.
Yeah.
I'd rather crawl back to Aaron Rodgers than take a quarterback at 16 who I know can't play. I can't play him.
It's a great idea, and I'd love to see it. The reason it wouldn't happen is Rodgers would not.
He's changed his number.
I bet you it won't happen, and if I were to bet on it, I would do it on FanDuel. Yeah,
of course you would.
Because it's playoff time, baby. It's playoff mode. All customers get a profit boost pack every NFL playoff game day. Each game day during the championship round, you'll find a pack loaded with multiple profit boosts waiting for you in the app. More boosts means more ways to level up your playoff bets, pick the matchups you believe in, take your shot at an upset, or build a parlay that fits the moment. All right? I'm feeling the Rams right now, or that's what I think I'm feeling. So you could do that, or you could apply your profit boost for that, or go for bigger payouts with the playoffs. Just keep rolling on. Visit FanDuel.com/local and grab your profit boost pack every NFL playoff game day. 21 and over in physically present New York. Option required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com for help with a gambling problem. Call 877-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY at 467-369. We're a few minutes away from ENM, but we still got another segment to take your calls at 1-800-919-3776. It's Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. $19.90, Chubb Rock back up on the scene, and the bean and the pocket. Okay, 1-800-919-3776. I love Chubb Rock.
Right?
Oh, yeah, big Chubb Rock fan. He still does radio. He's around.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Chubb Rock does radio. I forget where, but he's around. He's on the scene somewhere.
Nice. No, I was a big fan. It didn't really stay. Like he
no, I mean,
really
listen, some people only have a moment in time.
But he was very
big in the moment. He was big,
right?
Like, well, I think you're just sound. I think you're just doing that because it's.
No, it's
I think
not.
I think that's a fat thing.
No,
it's
not.
Heavy D and Chub Rock.
No, it's the sound. You're going to tell me that he doesn't have the same sound?
Nope.
Not even close.
Not really, because Heavy D was really famous for the more R&B hip hop, whereas Chub Rock was a straight ahead rapper. He had popular songs. Don, it's unfortunate when he did. He just threw fat guys together.
Look at him patting me on the head and telling me to go on my way.
Well, no, it's just.
I heard what I heard.
That's how the show started with you.
That's what you did. Hey, Petey, way to use a word that was more than 4 letters. I will say that. Speaking of which, when Alan called me a moron earlier, I will say this, Don. When we were in Vermont, Natalie and I played some. We had a fire going, sitting in the snow right before my month-long sickness came and hit me, and we were enjoying ourselves. And we played a game of Scrabble. And the first game of Scrabble we played, if I were to take a picture of the board, I think I would be ostracized from the world of communication as we know it. I was so bad. I was like 3 points per word. It was of
you don't have
the what
brutal
door.
No,
I mean it was so bad. So it took time.
It's all about building words to get as many of those triple word, double word score things.
Well, thank you. I understand the point of the game.
No, well,
but he
you
really
can't do that when you're doing that.
You know what?
Be
Don,
better.
Don, even as I'm mocking myself, it's like I'm not saying I'm stupid enough. He has to jump in and go, no, stupid.
Hey, listen.
Do you even know how the game is played?
This is an honest assessment of the relationship that we have with each other.
What's that?
Is that there are jokes and things we do for fun, for radio.
For fun.
Right.
Alan, honestly, does not respect your knowledge at all.
No,
he thinks you're dumb.
Not even knowledge, intelligence.
Intelligence, not knowledge. He's got great knowledge. He doesn't have great intelligence.
He doesn't even think that I knew when I was playing the game what the point of the game was.
You didn't if you were doing that. What?
No. This is the thing. You're saying I'm so dumb I couldn't even read the box. I'm saying I knew how to play. My vocabulary was just so pathetically bad I couldn't do anything. You're saying, hey, moron, you got to have long letters and hit the double and triple word scores and letter scores to gain some points.
Right.
I knew that part.
I was giving you the that guy obvious response, right? Oh, you know how it's supposed to play.
I just couldn't do it. Don, listen, we got better as it went on. By the third, and then Natalie started killing me, which was crazy because Natalie's vocabulary is not even close to better than mine. And
I know nothing.
And she ran circles around me in the second and third game. She's a very good board game player. Right. So once she started figuring out the way to play the game, she started torching me.
But then when Maya started winning, there was concern.
Well, that's the problem. Because the only words she has so far are a did.
Well, wait a minute. She has dada.
No, no, she doesn't call me dada.
Maya, can you say mama?
That's the thing. I don't consider her to have it. She and then with her teeth right now, you know what she looks like.
Oh no.
My
Maya kitchen.
My she got the top 2 front teeth coming in. They got a nice little gap between them. And they're
she can spit the turbaccy.
She can spit her turbaccy right through it. My shishi. And then off to the side, I got my little fanger up here in case I got to cut some meat. And then, do you guys remember this? Unless there's something wrong with Maya, but it seems like at least with her baby teeth, these 2 top ones that are coming in, you mostly see them when I'm changing her and I'm kind of she's laying down, so I'm looking up at her mouth. You can kind of see the teeth more from that angle. And it's almost like they're on top of the gum. You know what I'm saying? They haven't fully come down.
No, you see
gum
the
behind. Yeah, you see the tooth, but there's gum behind the tooth. Yeah. So she really looks like I literally just crack up looking at her. When she smiles, I can't take it. It's so funny. All right, let's try to get a few more people in before we go to ENN. Every phone line jammed up. We haven't talked at all. Knicks Nets have a big game tonight. Dan's been on hold, and what I assume is Sayreville. Hey, Dan, how are you?
Hey, guys. What's going on, fellas? I'm a huge fan of the show. Alan, this one's for you, man. Not only is your coverage just always on point, but you look fly doing it, man.
I appreciate that.
So I thought Mike Brown was really pushing a lot of the right buttons when the season started, and now it feels like a 1-800-TIBS kind of panic mode. So at what point do you think that this really starts to get too far out of hand? And also, two-parter, who is that third team involved that you said in the past might need to get involved to make the Giannis thing happen? Curious to know your thoughts. Thanks for the time, guys.
You got it.
Thanks, man.
First and foremost, that time is past. So, this is – I mean, I said that Monday should have been a must-win, and they came out with no urgency, no effort, no nothing. I thought Saturday's effort against the Suns looked a little more urgent. But that game Monday was alarming because of the way they started that game with no physicality. That's why tonight, nothing matters other than what does that first quarter look like? How do they come out of this thing, and do they just take out their frustrations on the opponent, or do they let the Nets come in and just be comfortable, put up some shots, get into a rhythm, and somebody that shouldn't beat them beats them? And if that happens, again, this is already alarming. This is not when do we get to a point? No, we're at that point. But as people keep wanting, because we all do this in every sport, when a team starts to struggle, we immediately say, rip up the roster, make trades, change everything, fire people.
Right.
And you have to understand that is not the case here. The case here is to grab some people by the throat and get them to understand that you're not getting help and you're not getting out of this other than you – getting your head out of your ass and playing the way you can play, because we've already seen it this season.
Let me run this by you.
Okay.
Sheldon Keefe brought this up when the Devils were really struggling. He's like, it's not enough to just win. We got to look good doing it. That's more important, how it looks. We'll take a win, but running into a lucky win is not going to turn this around. We need to play well. So I'll ask you, if they look ugly, bad, and just happen to win by 2 points, you're ticked off, right?
Oh,
this has to look good.
Yes.
You'll take the win because the wins are important, but it's more important to look great.
Well,
you're really going to turn it around.
And I understand what you're saying, because there are some wins that you can have that are ugly wins, and you'll take it. And they've had those this season, and you're overcoming some of your problems because you're just so they were winning some games. They had that road trip I was on where they beat New Orleans and they beat the Hawks, and they beat them, and they were up by 19 on the Spurs. They weren't playing great defense, but they were getting away with it because their offense was just so good. And all we kept saying was, all right, they're winning. That's good because you can win and say, yeah, we still have to fix things, but it's better to win and say we have to fix things than lose and say we have to fix things. But we all said if it doesn't get fixed, it's going to catch up. And now it's caught up because the offense has gone through they've really gone through I think they're averaging 108 points a game now in January, which is, for them, they were averaging 125 points a game. So this is showing you that when the offense went in the tank, the defense now gets exposed. So, yes, it does matter what it looks like. It has to look like a team that is ravenous on defense and has something to prove, chip on their shoulder. The Knicks have to start realizing that with all the glory they were getting through this middle part of the season, about 20 games in, when it looked like, okay, this team looks like they could be special. Then they win the NBA Cup, and they're sort of celebrated by the NBA because the NBA wants to celebrate the Cup. Then you have to understand something, that they, Deuce McBride feels like maybe they got a little soft, maybe they got a little too comfortable. The Knicks are always best when they play with a chip on their shoulder, when they have something to prove. When people are disrespecting them, guess where you are right now? You're in that place right now.
Yeah.
No one thinks you're good anymore. No one thinks you're a contender anymore. No one believes in you anymore. So let's see how they handle adversity, and let's see if they maybe can put a chip back on their shoulder with something to prove.
1-800-919-3776. A lot of people on the phone. We will, if you hang tight, we will get you after ENN. Don, it'll be just Don and I at that point. We'll take your calls all the way up till 7 o'clock. But right now, ENN. And if you have not heard this Terry Pagula audio out of Buffalo, we're going to get into that right away. ENN is next right here on DHR.
More people trust their hearts to New York Presbyterian than any other hospital in New York. It's because New York Presbyterian has the most experienced cardiovascular doctors, treating a full range of heart conditions, from heart failure to valve repair, with the most advanced treatments. Find a doctor at nyp.org/heart. New York Presbyterian. New York Presbyterian Hospital, based on U.S. News & World Report 2025 to 2026 cardiology, heart, and vascular surgery rankings.
And now it's time for traffic. Here's Brandy Scott.
Thanks a million, guys. I hope you have a great rest of the night. Try and stay warm. We've got the Knicks hosting the Nets over at MSG. Always your best bet. Stick with mass transit. If you're going to drive into Midtown, West Side will treat you better than the east side of town. No relief on the BQE eastbound in Brooklyn. Still have a broken down car in the right lane by McGinnis Humboldt. Hitting the brakes there from the inbound Gowanus. Not moving much on the Staten Island Expressway westbound right before the West Shore by Victory Boulevard. Crash blocking the left and HOV lanes. You're crawling there from the Verrazano on through. Best if it's the outbound George. Still the southbound Deegan and Henry Hudson. Cross Bronx westbound. Bumper to bumper from the Bronx River Parkway. Inbound George might run you about 5 to 10 for the upper deck. Outbound Lincoln and Holland tunnels about 10 to 15 minutes each. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
Not all F words are bad. Some are actually great, like fast, free fiber for 4 months. Yep, switch to Optimum Fiber for as low as $25 a month. Plus, for a limited time, you can get 4 months free, HBO Max included for 1 year, and a 5-year price lock. Don't wait, this free fiber deal won't last long, and the fastest, most reliable, most consistent internet speeds await you. Call 888-4-OPTIMUM or visit Optimum.com/free today. Terms apply. See Optimum.com for details.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's carsforkids.org.
Wendy here. If you're looking to add a star player to your financial roster, you should take a look at SoFi's personal loans. SoFi's got some amazing moves that would be a valued addition to any team, like low fixed rates when you consolidate your debt, no fees required, and as soon as same-day funding. View your rate at SoFi.com/roster to get started. Loans originated by SoFi Bank, N.A. member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply at SoFi.com/roster. NMLS 696891.
Hey, fans! Welcome back to Fansville's Cheers and Tears. Oh. Okay, so everybody deals with losing, right? To a rival on a last-second field goal. Whatever, it's fine. I'm totally fine. But I cope with losing with an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. Those 23 flavors are so delicious. They totally wash away the pain of your college football team taking a big fat L. College football, it's a pepper thing.
880 ESPN, WHSQ, and WCBS-FM HD2, New York. A Good Karma Brands radio station. This is an ENN Special Report. Now reporting...
The very handsome Jewish man, Peter Rosenberg.
We should talk some sports. Do what you want. It's ENN.
Hi, how you doing?
How wide?
Clown show, clown show, clown show, clown show.
Welcome to ENN, brought to you by Ramsey Mazda. ENN tonight.
Ray Rowe.
You ever watch YouTube?
We'll be started off by saying good evening to myself and Alan. I'm not a one-night closer, not my style. I do need to, I admit that. I need time. And then I never made it back.
And a pill.
Wow.
I'm not a one-night closer, not my style.
Right.
I do need to, I admit that. I need time. And then I never made it back.
And a pill.
I thought that's what he said.
Ignorant, intimate man.
I thought that's what he said at the time.
What?
You are suggesting that Peter is ignorant and impotent.
Yeah.
It's not what I suggested.
That's how it came across. It wasn't. It was more than suggestion.
Just It
was declaration.
It was yes, it was a declaration.
You know what? Don't worry, we got something for Alan.
Declaration.
We got something.
I'm sure.
We got something for Alan.
Sure you do.
Good evening to Alan.
You said it way more eloquently. Yeah. See, that's. But anyone can get got. That's what I love about what we've become here. You said it way more eloquently. Yeah. Just butchered.
It's so good.
I could spell it, but I can't say it, unfortunately. So I can put it on a Scrabble board.
Sure you can.
But I can't.
You
can't
sure
say
about that?
it. No, I definitely can.
All right. Just can't say it.
Just can't say it.
Well, it's good news for
Don't
your
ask
Scrabble.
me to say the word. I'm just going to put it right here. Triple word score.
All right. So let's go to Buffalo, folks, and let's see what Terry Pagula has to say about the firing of Sean McDermott.
My decision to bring in a new coach was based on the results of our game in Denver. I want to take you in the locker room after that game. I looked around. First thing I noticed was our quarterback with his head down, crying. I looked at all the other players. I looked at their faces and our coaches. I walked over to Josh. He didn't even acknowledge I was there. First thing I said to him, I said, "That was a catch." We all know what I'm talking about. He didn't acknowledge me. He just sat there sobbing. He was listless. He had given everything he had to try to win that game. And looking around, so did all the other players on the team. I saw the pain in Josh's face at his presser, and I felt his pain. I know we can do better, and I know we will get better.
I don't understand a word of it.
Well, you know what he's suggesting?
That the coach doesn't care?
He's the only one that cared. Everybody else was just milling about. I went in there, and the guy was so distraught, he didn't even notice I was there. I tried to console him, didn't even look up. Everybody else milling about, doing their thing. He's trying to suggest that the reason why I had to fire the coach was because that room wasn't devastated. At least that's what he felt. I don't know if he's right, because McDermott at the podium sure looked devastated, and he was trying to stand up for Buffalo after the game when he was talking about that play. But doesn't it sound like he's trying to suggest that the only guy that cared was the quarterback? We needed more people to care.
I thought he was just sort of talking about leadership being bad and what almost like buried Josh Allen in the process.
You think that was burying Josh Allen because he was crying?
Well, I'm not saying he meant to. I'm not saying that was the point of what he was saying.
Oh, okay.
But I'm just saying it didn't sound.
Okay,
it's one thing to tear up at the podium. It's another thing to being listless and inconsolable as like the leader of men. That doesn't normally.
But that suggests that he is like the pain that he's feeling from another loss, and that there was just no one else. Like if he said, "I just saw all the players together consoling each other. They were devastated how much it meant to them," and instead he's like, "I just saw coaches. I saw other players." He didn't give you what he saw, but he kind of saying it, almost suggesting everybody else kind of moving around. He was inconsolable. We don't have enough guys like that. None of us know what he means, so we're trying to establish it.
Well, here's
why not blame the GM?
Here's him talking about the GM and the GM not pushing for Keon Coleman. Here's Pagula.
Yeah, can I interrupt? I'll address the Keon situation. The coaching staff pushed to draft Keon. I'm not saying Brandon wouldn't have drafted him, but he wasn't his next choice. That was Brandon being a team player and taking advice of his coaching staff who felt strongly about the player. And he's taken, for some reason, heat over it and not saying a word about it. But I'm here to tell you the true story.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
So how many people can get buried throughout this whole thing?
He's killing McDermott.
So he's killing McDermott and Keon Coleman.
Well, they already were killing Keon Coleman.
So that's already out there.
They weren't even playing him.
I mean, Jay, a bad call.
That's
what's that?
That's him interrupting, showing his displeasure over the end of the game.
I mean, Jay, a bad call.
Okay.
This was not a great pressure for the Bills.
I think we have a new drop though.
You know what's interesting though is the possibility of Brian Daboll going back there to be the head coach.
Yeah, he's going to get an interview.
Did you hear also that if he doesn't get a head coach job, that I think Gary Myers said this, one possibility is he could end up the OC in Tennessee, where you'd have Robert Saleh, and so you'd have the two New York coaches working together in Tennessee.
That's not all Gary said.
No. What else you got?
No. Gary, as I can find the tweet, said,
"Oh, Gary,
the pride of New York football. Saleh 20-36 and Dable 40-20-1. Combined 40-76-1. Analytics guru. That's not good." So, yeah, together they'd be a combined 36 games under 500 as head coaches.
But all gas, no brakes, though.
That's it. Oh, it was, hey, he won the press conference with that, right? That was big. You can make T-shirts out of that. I'm sure money was made. No gas. It was actually no gas, all break.
Well, let's see how he does. He might do well there.
I'm a fan.
I like him a lot. As a human. I never got to golf with him, though. So,
yeah, we never exchanged text messages.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm not all in.
Well, now back to the coaching carousel. The Chargers are expected to hire Mike McDaniel as the team's new OC, according to Adam Schefter and Jeff Darlington. I have it on good information. Schefter and Darlington were both on a three-way call when they got the information. They found it at the exact same time. McDaniel had interviewed for multiple head coaching positions and OC jobs since being fired by the Dolphins, but it appears as if him and his capri pants will take the trip to Southern Cali from Nozzle Land, Miami to Nozzle Land, Los Angeles. It's a good fit. And I don't mean just because of the nozzle part, but don't you think they need to freshen things up for Justin Herbert? I like this.
That's quite a mix, though. You're right about that.
For sure.
Capris and khakis.
Capris, khakis, Harbaughs.
All right.
And also McDaniels.
Yeah.
He knows offense.
Oh, for sure. I was very interested in getting him to Washington. I ended up liking that they went with the work of David Blow because I happen to have an affinity for taking a swing on sort of the up-and-comer that people are buzzing about versus the expensive and highly desired former head coach back to being coordinator. I'd rather take the swing and see if you find someone. You know what I'm talking about.
I completely
You're familiar
agree.
with the work of David Blow?
Sure.
I'd like to put in the request for Chargers Hard Knocks now.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
What part of that makes it so sexy to you?
Harbaugh.
Following
him around all the time. McDaniel. Sleeping in his office like he did in San Francisco.
Come on.
Yeah, that's pretty good,
Looking
actually.
like a total football junkie.
Love football.
Hot dog.
You got to love football
Love
because that's all we're going to do around here is football. So if you love football, we're going to do football because that's what we do, football.
Hey, listen, I'm talking about football. I'm not kidding around. We love football. I was talking to my dad last week.
Kings,
my dad.
Better than diamond rings. That's why we're here to sing football.
A football
What movie?
A football-gasm.
That's what it's going to be.
It really is. That's what it's going to be.
Now, Baker Mayfield caught some Twitter fingers yesterday.
Oh, this was so good.
I jumped on Twitter after Kevin Stefanski's been announced as the head coach in Atlanta. Now, Stefanski was Baker's coach with the Browns in 20 and 21.
Sure was. And then what?
Mayfield wrote that he was still waiting on a text or call from Stefanski after the Browns shipped him off, quote, like a piece of garbage. Can't wait to see you twice a year, Coach, Mayfield added.
Now, remember, that was a response to someone because somehow, I guess, Baker caught a stray.
Well, there was an Atlanta Journal-Constitution article that said Mayfield and Deshaun Watson both failed in Cleveland.
There you go.
To which Baker said, failed is quite the reach, pal.
So that caught his attention. Now you got my attention.
That's football.
Yeah.
That's what that was about.
That would get my attention, too.
Yeah.
I get it.
I failed? Oh, I see. So I was the reason why. So you want to hear about it? I'll tell you about it.
I'm Mr. Joe Football.
That's when he got Twitter fingers.
So I get it. I like Baker Mayfield. I generally like when he talks trash. I'm a fan.
He's the right kind of petty.
Yeah. It's always appropriate to me. I have some audio of John Lynch in San Francisco.
Interesting.
Talking about the future of wide receiver Brandon Ayuk.
Did you see these, Skip?
That was something just I glitched out for a moment.
You did.
Brendan Ayuk. Here we go. Here's John Lynch.
The plan in terms of the transaction, that will come in due time. I think it's safe to say that he's played his last snap with the Niners. It's an unfortunate situation that just went awry. And I will look long and hard at, what could have been done differently, but sometimes it just doesn't work out. And I think this was a case where that happened.
Wow. So
I get it.
So there's no gray area there.
He gone.
It's a wrap.
Yeah.
Interested in Brandon Ayuk?
Ayuk.
He's not answering their calls. Do we think he wants to play football anymore?
Well, that's what you're wondering. And that's why if you're John Harbaugh, you don't want a guy that doesn't want to play football.
No, it's not going to work
around here.
With a football.
We want to have guys. All we're going to do is football.
That's football.
So if you don't want to play football, we'll send you somewhere else to play.
Yeah, because over here, around these parts,
Football? Hot dog.
we play football.
We may joke. I had questions of whether the Giants wanted to play football over the last couple of years.
Well,
So I'll take it.
We knew that you didn't want to watch football. We knew that part.
And when they played it, it didn't look anything like football.
Well, that's the
I
jest.
believe a wise man said it was a balloon painted like a football.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I'm
they
a
were blanking a
balloon
football.
painted like a football.
That's it.
Now, there's some articles coming out of Buffalo about,
More?
in addition to the wackiness of what Pagula had to say in the press conference, the Keon Coleman thing, for example, being just an out-and-out lie.
Oh?
Videos have surfaced online with Brandon Beane being the one clearly in favor of drafting Coleman. Quote, I went to bed that night saying it's Keon unless someone else blows us away.
Oh. No matter what?
Whoops.
Barring
Draft night?
someone offers us something stupid, we'll take Keon Coleman. And these came a couple of months before the drafts. They were in that long. And so the Buffalo fans and local Buffalo media, as you imagine, is just absolutely crushing.
This is not good. Yeah, I did not expect it to do this. You thought lose, there'll be, McDermott will be on the hot seat, there'll be a lot of frustration, but this feels almost like the house of cards is coming down. This is dangerous, what's happening around that organization, right?
It's almost as if, and I was always of the McDermott's got to go camp.
I didn't know it was this dysfunctional.
But something weird has happened here. Maybe, is it possible sometimes, guys, that the head coach, even if he hasn't been able to get them over the top, though you could say, I don't know, shouldn't they have absolutely won that game? It wasn't McDermott who turned the ball over 4 times. So you could say that McDermott did enough, you'd think, to have them in a championship game against the Patriots. But either way, sometimes are there situations where the head coach you have, it's more than what they do on the field. In some ways, they're kind of keeping the whole thing together, and that you remove that piece, and now you're like, oh God, the quarterback doesn't seem thrilled. The owner now is talking crazy, and Buffalo went from being a team that's really good but loses in the playoffs to now they're a team that lost in the playoffs, and they look like a friggin' mess.
Yeah,
that's a totally different thing.
It really is.
Because they went from being one of the most coveted jobs because you get a chance to coach Josh Allen.
Yeah.
To now with a clown show press conference and an owner who looks like he doesn't know what he's doing now becomes the least attractive job.
Clown
you go in there
clown show,
and you got to feel like, how do I work with these people? How do I trust these people?
Yeah. That means you're gonna get somebody that's just desperate to work.
Well,
that's why I wonder.
Who's
Mike
available?
McCarthy. Because I was really surprised because there was a lot of problems I had with the Booger McFarland interview, disagreeing with Booger.
You did.
But one of the things is that, the McCarthy, just dismissing McCarthy because you don't hire a coach a third time. Dude, he's a good coach. Now, would I rather have John Harbaugh? Yeah. But, I'm sorry, we don't take a coach that's been 2 other places. Well, he was successful in both. He didn't win in Dallas. Nobody wins in Dallas over the last 3 decades. But if Booger's right, and nobody wants a piece of the guy, if you're Buffalo and nobody wants your job now because your owner's a whack job, does Mike McCarthy now take it because nobody else will give him a sniff?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I would take
Mike
Mike McCarthy.
Well, Mike McCarthy is currently, as we speak, in conversation in Pittsburgh.
Interesting.
Well, that's where he's from. And that kind of makes sense too, right?
They're also pretty good at picking coaches in Pittsburgh. So it would be interesting if that's the direction they try to go. Alan, have a wonderful broadcast tonight for the Knicks and Nets. Hopefully we're talking about a Knickerbocker win tomorrow.
I will see you in person, Peter, tomorrow. Donnie, I will see you soon enough. Thanks,
I
guys.
love you like no other.
Wow.
Always. And Peter, you know I love you.
That's
No,
right.
I'm just
And Alan, remember this.
You familiar with the work of David Blow?
Have a good night.
Eloquent.
That's right, eloquent. If you missed it earlier, of course, that's.
But you said it way more eloquently.
Go ahead, Don.
There have been coaches that have been multiple places, like 3, 4. Like, how many places? Pete Carroll, right? Jets, Patriots. Then he had success with the Seahawks. I wouldn't completely dismiss a coach because he failed 2 places. Why would I give him a third chance?
And also, it's not. It's. I didn't get into this. I let you're a big boy. I can let you handle your own arguments. But he didn't fail in either. He won a championship in Green Bay, and as we just looked at the stats the other day, he's by far the best Cowboys coach in a long time.
Right, and nobody has won in Dallas, which tells you maybe it wasn't him, maybe it was the owner and what's going on there. Because think about the coaches that have failed there. Bill Parcells didn't win there. Tony Romo holds on to a snap. They win a playoff game, but they weren't winning a championship there. And Tony Romo, great quarterback, couldn't win the big game. DeMarcus Ware, they had players, Pro Bowl, but there's a lot of dysfunction in Dallas way before McCarthy got there and way after McCarthy has left, to where I was just surprised that Booger just dismissed McCarthy no, he's failed in 2 polls. Well, failed adjacent, right? You won a Super Bowl one place, you were routinely winning 10, 12 games in the other. I was surprised he dismissed it as much as he did. But my biggest problem with Booger was just the complete about the call being missed. Yeah, I'm sorry, it didn't survive the ground. I hate arguing that, but you get mad at the rule, not the execution of the rule.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's some nuance to the terminology of it that makes it more complicated than it even has to be. Now, Don, have you dug it all into the Genie Bus LeBron James story at all?
I have not. No, I'm sorry.
Well, ESPN came out with a big article today that gets into the nitty-gritty of the sale of the Lakers, in which, to just a very short version of it is, Don, as time went on, things just completely unraveled between Jeannie Buss and LeBron James. And in the end, that was a major reason that they decided to move on from the franchise. The article says that she privately grumbled, people close to the team say, about what she felt was James' outsized ego and the overt control he and Clutch Sports exerted over the organization. So in other words, Rich Paul, Anthony Davis, LeBron James. She also didn't like, she does end up coming off like a bit of an egomaniac in this article. She didn't like that James was considered a savior for a floundering franchise when he arrived in 2018, and that it was he who chose the Lakers rather than the team's leadership receiving praise for landing him. That reminds me of someone in the public eye. Team sources have been adamant for years that James Camp informed the Lakers as early as 2017 he was coming to join them when he became a free agent the following year. Then the distance between Jeannie Buss and LeBron James widened after the Russell Westbrook deal, which LeBron rallied for, and they acquiesced and got him Westbrook, and when it didn't work out, he supposedly washed his hands of his role in the situation. So
ego.
Yeah, it sounds like big egos. I think everybody knows, LeBron, in my opinion, seems like a great guy and also a big ego.
Yes.
Not surprisingly, right? I mean, you're talking about one of the 2 to 3 biggest names in the history of the sport. So it's not shocking information. But hey.
Now they did win a play-in. Not a play-in. They won a mid-season tournament.
No.
And they did win a championship during the COVID.
Yeah, there you go.
But they also won the mid-season tournament too.
Yeah,
right?
They won both. They won both. I just thought you were forgetting about the championship.
But would you consider his time in LA a failure?
No, I wouldn't consider it a failure. I mean,
Would you say it didn't go as planned?
Yes, I would say it didn't go as planned. And if you have one of the best players in the world, you have higher expectations. But when you look back at this eventually, and you see in it, a championship, continued relevance, I can't see it as a failure.
Failure is strong, but I think not a failure, but you know what? We thought it would be
disappointment, Don. How about disappointment?
Yeah, I mean, you probably had expectations of the dynasty returning, right? Multiple championships, relevancy beyond what they've had. They've kind of been an also-ran for a while here. And you know what? I could be wrong about this. And I'm not saying I necessarily agree with it, Peter. I don't think COVID championships are going to age well. You might make the case they haven't aged already. Dodgers in 2020, the Laker, and that's probably unfair because you did win. Everybody was under the same circumstances. You won it. But historically, though,
I think
you'll always say COVID title.
I think it will age better later, actually, than it does now.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think in 30 years, it'll age better than right now when we remember it and that it didn't feel legit. I think as time goes on and people stop talking about it, probably won't hit the same way. But that is an interesting thing to think about. That is ENN, by the way. It's brought to you by Ramsey Mazda. Get more for your money at Ramsey Mazda, like a new 2026 Mazda CX-50 or the Mazda CX-90. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda. We've cleared the lines because we're bad people, but the lines are open to you. 1-800-919-3776. If you were on hold before and you want to get back in, now would be your time. Everything's on the table. Your sadness or happiness of the Cody Bellinger 5 years, $162 million. The Mets trade to get, as I call him, Lou Bob. If you want to talk about the importance of the Knicks Nets tonight, the Knicks desperate for a win, or where the Jets may go in the draft or for a quarterback, all on the table. Matt, you want to talk about the winter storm that's on the horizon and scaring us a bit. It's all there for you. 1-800-919-3776. We're up till 7 o'clock. It's Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-511-3535. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider, 800-511-3535. That's 800-511-3535. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with, call Big Lou at 800-511-3535.
This is a test of the emergency alert system.
FanDuel is turning on playoff mode. All customers get a profit boost pack every NFL playoff game day. Each game day during the championship round, you'll find a pack loaded with multiple profit boosts waiting for you in the app. More boosts means more ways to level up your playoff bets. Pick the matchups you believe in, take your shot on an upset, or build a parlay that fits the moment. Now, I am loving the Rams, so you can apply your profit boost and go after even bigger payouts while the playoffs keep rolling. So visit FanDuel.com/local and grab your profit boost pack every NFL playoff game day. Each game day during the championship round, you'll find a pack loaded with multiple profit boosts waiting for you in the app. More boosts means more ways to level up your playoff bets. 21 and over and physically present New York option required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. That's ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN.
ZipRecruiter. Hi, this is John D'Agostino from D'Agostino & Associates, the injury firm. I've talked about how a construction accident took my father's leg. The heavy prosthetic he wore looked nothing like the high-tech limbs we have today. It was crude wood and metal, held together by bolts that dug into his skin and left painful ulcers. But the thing I remember about my dad is how he never complained. He put on his prosthetic leg and he went to work. He coached my baseball teams, danced, sang karaoke, and even loved to travel. He may have limped, but he always held his head up high and he lived with dignity. At D'Agostino & Associates, I spent over 35 years building a law firm that helps accident victims and those in need of their Social Security disability benefits. We fight till our clients get the money and dignity they deserve. So call us today at 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222. We have offices throughout New York and New Jersey. So don't tell me personal injuries aren't personal. I know what they can cost a family. I've been there, and I'll be there for you. D'Agostino Law. Bite back.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-568-3344. 800-568-3344. 800-568-3344.
All right. It's Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg, ESPN New York. DHRESPN at gmail.com. You want to send us a message?
Yeah.
You want to get in for, maybe you want to send someone to court and to talk to Judge LaGreca for Fraud Friday, or you just want to send us a message and say hello. It's all on the table for you if you want to reach out to us. But right now, Don, the rest of the way, it's Last Call Crew, 1-800-919-3776. Let's talk to the people. Let's start with Jimmy in Montclair.
Hey, guys. How are you? Love the show, as always. Don, where do we go from here with the Devils? I mean, it's been a roller coaster year now with Hughes being out potentially for the season. Do you think they still go out and get a defenseman, maybe move Dougie, or what do we do from here?
Well, it's interesting because, Dougie Hamilton's responded to that healthy scratch that he had a couple of weeks ago. He's got points in 6 straight games. They've won 4 of 5. A very winnable game coming up Friday against a team that's lost 11 straight games. I could almost spin the Hughes injury as a positive in the sense that Kovacevic now can play every day, be a little bit more stable on the blue line. I don't think they're going to be making any kind of deal to try to salvage the season. I think whatever they're going to do is probably going to be during the offseason, ride out what they have here. They just need their best players to be their best players. And, Jack Hughes has scored 1 goal since he came back from his injury. I think he's now, Peter, no goals in his last dozen games. It's hard to win when your best players aren't playing to that level. I don't think he's 100% with the hand, but I think they can make the playoffs, but I don't mortgage anything. I think I just see what they can do here, and any kind of tooling probably happen in the offseason. But let's see. We got a ways to go. Let's get out of the Olympic break. Let's see where we stand then.
One step at a time.
Because, Peter, we got a lot. I mean, there's 32 games left. The trade deadline, I think, is the first week of March.
There's only 32 games left?
There's 32 games left for the Devils, but you're going to be taking, once you get to February 6th, you're going to be off for the next couple of weeks, right? So they've got, I think, 8 games before we get to the Olympic break, and they'll have 25 after. So let's see where we stand when we get to that point. But I don't think they're going to be making any big moves, at least not right now.
You have to realize that in hockey,
how does the TV work for the playoffs? I forget. Is there local?
First round.
Just the first round?
First round, yes. Which they did in the NBA, but this will be the first year the NBA
Doesn't have it, right?
local first round. But if the Devils make the playoffs, I will have that first round, and then the network takes the rest of it.
It's hockey, man.
After that. Speaking of network, I got a chance to hang with John Forsland and Eddie O yesterday because they were doing the game for TNT.
If you followed hockey,
how's the
really good players.
How's Eddie O doing?
Very good. He looks great. Of course, people didn't know he battled cancer a few years back, and he's doing terrific.
Oh, that's great to hear. Look at you having the time of your life. I mean, sorry, miserable missing your family. I mean, but finding ways to pass the time. Look at you.
Just finding ways to get through.
That's all you got to do.
Trying to get by.
You know, because you obviously would prefer that each day is filled driving people, running around, cleaning up, getting yelled at, being expected to do things. And now you're just sitting here bored, Don, all day. What did you do today? You slept in, I'm guessing, after the late night.
Well, slept because of the 3-hour time difference. I slept, ate breakfast, and then I've been on the air. And then I'm going to go get a meal.
What time did you wake up today?
9.
Is that right?
So that was noon your time. We didn't get in until like 2:00 in the morning here in Vancouver.
Now, because you've been on the West Coast now for a few days. For the first couple days, in spite of the travel and stuff, were you still popping up early, like 7 a.m., 6 a.m.?
Yeah, well, it was gradual, right? Because it was a 2-hour time difference in Calgary and Edmonton. Now it's a 3-hour time difference. So I was like getting up at like 7.
But now you're a little bit more. But now you're a little bit more adjusted, and you got in late, so you're actually probably doing better. All right, let's go to.
So I'm going to sleep until noon tomorrow.
Right until noon. Let's go to Blair in Plainfield. Hey, Blair.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Okay,
Good.
I'm through the roof with the Giants, and it's related to how they hired versus the Knicks. The Giants went and got somebody proven. The Knicks, I don't know what Leon was thinking. You could just get any coach and plug him in to a team that was built around Tibbs, right? Tibbs wasn't perfect, but he had it constructed the way he liked it. Now you bring in a guy who's unproven, like Mike Brown, who's nothing but a sycophant to LeBron and Kobe, and he's never proven anything except that he knows how to make a team mess up. He's a people pleaser, whatever, a team, a player pleaser. Now, if they got Taylor Jenkins, he was in the same mold of a Thibodeau. But now, here we go. We have a team that basically was playing their best. They were overachieving with Thibodeau. You blow it up, and now you got somebody who's totally against their construct. Hart just said the other day, they have to find their identity. This is a team that was almost at the ECF. So why can't the Knicks just find a way to build at the end of the season? Because if you build for Brown, you're going to keep Brown longer than 2 years?
I mean, further, that was a very harsh take on Mike Brown's basketball career. I mean, you only mention being with LeBron and Kobe. Don't mention that he did a pretty damn good job in Sacramento before things kind of fell off the wheels there. Also, in between head coaching stints, did spend a full 6 years as an assistant on one of the greatest teams in the history of the sport. I think saying he's simply a sycophant to LeBron and Kobe is a really unfair description of Mike Brown's coaching career.
It was very, very unfair. But I think what the caller misunderstands is this is what the players wanted. All right, the players did not want to continue to be coached by Tibbs. So they wanted to bring somebody in that probably was more of a player's coach. He calls it sycophant, but the better way of saying it, the more polite way of saying it, is a player's coach. This is what the players wanted. So when you hear Hart complain, when you hear Cat complain, I think they're being hypocritical because apparently this is what they wanted. They wanted change. So they went out and got the coach who was supposed to do it.
And the idea that they were going to get another guy similar to Thibodeau, that doesn't make any sense.
Well, then that's not being moving forward. I'm not saying that you had to listen to the players, but if you're listening to the players, you had to get the exact opposite. Now, if you wanted to get a more experienced coach, who would that be? Yeah, we'd all love Jeff Van Gundy. That wasn't going to happen. So who were they going to get? Now, he mentioned a guy, I forget the name that he mentioned, that's more like Thibodeau. Well, that's not what they were looking for because they didn't want They didn't want Thibodeau. So the fact that the players are complaining about it, to me, Peter, sounds hypocritical.
Let's take another call here. Let's go to good old Felicia in Mississippi. Hey, Felicia.
Hello.
Hey, guys. How's it going, guys?
We're great. How are you? Are you
Oh, good.
you prepared for the storm?
Yeah, that's what I was telling Anthony. So where I live in Mississippi, I'm about 30 minutes from Memphis, and we're predicted to get anywhere from 8 to 14 inches where I am of snow. And what's crazy is it's raining right now, and it's in the 40s. And then Saturday and Sunday, it's going to drop down to a low of 9 on Saturday night. So it's just like you were saying, we're going to have that ice, and we don't have plow trucks down here. We have one salt truck maybe. So it's going to be crazy here. We went and got gas for our generator just in case.
Well, I was going to say, you guys are in a situation where, in addition to gas for the generator, you really have to get groceries. You have to actually be prepared to be stuck for a few days.
Yep. But we're all good here. Everybody stay safe up there. And you said call about anything, and I just wanted to say hi. So that's it.
And your Islanders have handled this road trip very well. You got to be excited.
Yeah, our special teams has to do better. I know we're doing okay on the penalty kill, but we just can't score a power play goal to save our lives, it seems like.
Well, you're still doing better than the other two locals, so at least you can take solace in that. You know, what I see from traveling around, Peter, we landed in a blizzard in Edmonton, and it was nothing because they're prepared for it.
Yeah.
They don't worry about that stuff. When you go to places like Mississippi where it never snows, getting a foot of snow when they don't have plows, they don't have the infrastructure to handle it, it can be devastating. And we're kind of in between, right, Peter? We can handle it, but there are certain levels where we can't handle it. And it sounds like we're going to be bordering on can we or can't we handle it, depending on what this forecast ends up being. Listen, if we end up getting a foot of snow, that's a problem. That's a major problem. 6 inches, to me, that's not that big of a deal. It's a pain, but we can handle that. But you start getting a foot or more, Peter, that's a problem.
Yeah, no, that becomes a pain. And again, parts of the country like Felicia's in Mississippi and Texas throughout the South, the idea of a huge ice storm is really, really problematic. We have one more segment to talk to you about absolutely anything. If you've been trying to get in and talk to Don or myself, whatever the question, the comment, 1-800-919-3776. And my first question I have for you, Don, is if I were looking for a car and I wanted to drive somewhere, how would I do it?
You know, that is a very, very good question. It's usually Mazda that is the place where I like to go because they've got so many reasons why people buy at Ramsey Mazda. It's their selection, it's their customer service, and it's their savings. Lease a new 2025 Mazda CX-50 2.5 S Select with all-wheel drive for $179 for 33 months. Start shopping now at RamseyMazda.com. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda. Call 833-853-2970 for lease details. VIN SN379853, MSRP $33,425, zero security deposit, APR at $14.27 per month per $1,000 financed, ends 2/2/26. Your calls to close it out, 1-800-919-3776. It is Don Hahn and Rosenberg until Knicks basketball at the top of the hour right here on ESPN New York.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
Not all F words are bad. Some are actually great, like fast, free fiber for 4 months. Yep, switch to Optimum Fiber for as low as $25 a month. Plus, for a limited time, you can get 4 months free, HBO Max included for 1 year, and a 5-year price lock. Don't wait, this free fiber deal won't last long, and the fastest, most reliable, most consistent internet speeds await you. Call 888-4-OPTIMUM or visit optimum.com/free today. Terms apply. See Optimum.com for details.
All the way over Barzell. Score!
New York Islanders hockey is back at UBS Arena, and it's time to bring the family and make some noise. With more afternoon games this season, the Islanders have special kids-themed games and activities for young fans. Play games pregame at the park and head inside for fun on the concourse and on the ice. Tickets for the 2025-26 season are on sale now. Get your tickets at NewYorkIslanders.com.
Hey, sorry I missed you. Your call is very important to me. Just not as important as the New Jersey Lottery's Green Ball promotion being back on Pick 3 evening drawings. See, if the green ball's drawn, that's a free second chance to win? So, yeah, you get it. It's only through February 1st, though, so try me after then?
Must be 18 or older to buy a lottery ticket. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. For game odds and promotion details, visit njlottery.com/pick3.
Show your team spirit and say big only at Security Dodge during the Start Something New sales event. For a limited time, score an extra $500 off on top of all rebates and new incentives. Just for coming in and wearing your favorite team's jersey or swag. High school, college, or pro, football, basketball, hockey, and every sport in between. It's easy to win big at Security Dodge in Amityville. Visit us today or shop 24/7 at securitydodge.com.
1 in every 6 men is likely to be diagnosed with prostate cancer in his lifetime. That's why New York Presbyterian wants to remind men over 50 to book a prostate cancer screening. A simple blood test is all it takes. It could save your life. Screenings are available across New York City and Westchester at locations near you. Schedule your annual prostate cancer screening today at nyp.org/cancer screening. Stay amazing. New York Presbyterian.
Presented by Robinhood.
He crosses, spins, pulls up.
With Robinhood Prediction Markets, buy or sell your predictions all game long. No house odds, just you versus the market. Put your sports IQ to work. Trade every shot, block, steal, run, and moment that shifts the game. With Robinhood Prediction Markets, trade every play. Visit Robinhood.com/predict to start trading. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
Step inside the game you love with the NBA app. Tap to watch every game as it's happening.
Jalen Brunson does it again!
And never miss a moment of the jaw-dropping action. Get closer to the players than anywhere else. Follow the latest schedules, scores, and stats. Keep up with every story from across the league. And with NBA ID, it's all personalized to you. The game lives here. Download today.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, fans! Welcome back to Fansville's Cheers and Tears. Oh. Okay, so like everybody deals with losing, right? To a rival on a last-second field goal. Whatever, it's fine. I'm totally fine. But I cope with losing with an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. Those 23 flavors are like so delicious. They totally wash away the pain of your college football team taking a big fat L. College football, it's a pepper thing.
All right, game time. Brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, because when it's game time, it's time. Knicks trying to get back on track against the Nets. Coverage immediately following us on 880 at 7 o'clock. Islanders, Felicia's Islanders, are in Seattle, taking on the Kraken at 9:30. Big week in Seattle. Got Don LaGreca in town. Got a playoff game. You got the Kraken and the Isles. Tullamore Dew, the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cast matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew or try the new Tullamore Dew Honey during today's action. Glasses up to enjoying Tullamore Dew responsibly. Let's get to everybody. Let's start with Paul in the car. Hey, Paul.
Hello, gentlemen. How are you?
Good. How are you?
All righty. Don, hockey suggestion for you. Wanted to get your thoughts. I mean, back in the day, before overtime, every NHL game was worth 2 points. You win, you get 2 points. If it was a tie, each team split a point. Now every game starts as a 2-point game. Game is a tie. All of a sudden, there's a third point just shows up. What I thought would be more equitable and make the games more equal is if each game was worth 3 points. You win in regulation, you get 3. You win in overtime, you get 2. And the losing overtime team gets 1. Just seems it would make things a little more even throughout the course of the season and reward teams, the better teams, who've excelled during regulation or at least an overtime win than the way they do it now. So I wanted to get your thoughts on that.
I get what you're saying. It's been suggested for quite some time. My answer is always this. So what you're doing is that right now they're grading losses, right, Peter? Some losses are worth a point because you lost in overtime of the shootout. Some points are worth nothing. Now we're grading wins. Some wins will be 3 points because you won in regulation. Some will be 2 because you won in overtime. What is unfair to me, right now by far the best team in the NHL is Colorado. They are the best team by far in the league. So let's say I'm the worst team in the league, and I go to Colorado and I beat the Avalanche in overtime. I get 2 points. But if the Avalanche go to Chicago and win in regulation, they get 3? Like, does it seem fair that I go and beat the best team in the NHL in overtime and get 2 points, and the best team in the league goes and beats the worst team in regulation, they get 3? It just seems unfair. Both seem unfair, but that seems definitely unfair. And I just wish they'd go back to the old days. What is so wrong with a tie? John Winthrop, our pinhead suits, like, I'd rather lose than tie. Dumb. That's stupid. Like, wouldn't you rather have a point? The team that goes to the playoffs is the team with the most points, right? So wouldn't you rather leave with your team getting 1 point than 0? Like, I never understood why a tie was such a big deal.
Yeah, I'm not.
Play your overtime, and that's it.
Yeah, no, I feel you. Because it already feels like a tie anyway, honestly. Like, once you go to overtime, I mean, I guess the crowd pops and you get a moment on the win, but, like, the other team still gets a point. It's odd. Let's go to Steve. Hey, Steve.
Hey, fellas. How are you? I was a Tibbs fan who actually thought it was time for a coaching change. But this narrative, I think it's a load of crap. That it was almost like a mutiny. I know, Don, I'm not getting on you. It was more the caller who called that thought he was a little harsh for Brown. But this narrative that the players got what they want now, I think Hart liked playing for Tibbs. I think Jalen was upset. I think it's never been established that there was a whole out, we can't play for him. I think we suspect Bridges was unhappy and a little bit of Towns. But I just disagree that the whole Knicks team wanted him out.
I don't think it was a revolt, a mutiny, but it felt like they collectively believed it was time to move on. That's how I took it from Brunson, right, Peter? Like, Brunson liked him, but Brunson has a major say in that organization. If he wanted Tibbs to stay, I think Tibbs stays.
Well, that's the thing.
I think they collectively liked him, but felt like, I don't think we can win with him. Is that fair?
Completely. I think that's very often the thing, is that, and maybe it's what we saw in Baltimore. Like, Lamar Jackson. Now, listen, I think Lamar Jackson had much more of a distaste, of course, for Harbaugh. In the case of Jalen Brunson, I don't think it was distaste, much more as he looked around, read the writing on the wall, and said, I'm not going to fight for this. Whereas I think in the case of Lamar and John Harbaugh, it seemed like, no, Lamar was done, so we're done. But either way, the best player always has a level of say. That's what sports is today. There's not going to be a version of that where it's not true. Let's go to Antonio in Tampa. Hey, Antonio.
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call. I just wanted to agree with Don. I hope fans and just a fan base in general doesn't turn on Mike Brown here for something that the players wanted and also are failing to do. If you look at the defensive efficiency throughout the last, I would say 4 years, but you could go back to even when Jules and RJ were around. They don't close out. They don't defend the 3, fast break defense. I mean, it's been the same throughout, and Tibbs was getting a bit of the brunt for it throughout his last years here too, where this is what the players wanted. I feel like it's part of a grass isn't always greener kind of situation, and they're starting to realize it. But it is hypocritical where you guys wanted this. I agree, Tibbs maybe wasn't the best to bring you to the next level or the final level, to win a championship. And I'll also say that I don't know if I completely agree with Mike Brown, but I'm watching the team, and it's the same team that I've watched for the last 2 seasons now with Cat, and even the guys that have been here a bit longer. It's just the same mistakes every game. So I can't really blame Mike Brown for anything yet. I don't know.
I hear you.
Well, everything was golden to start the season, right? All this is fantastic, and now they've hit a bit of a slow patch. We'll see if they can turn it around. But was it Mike Brown's the right guy, Peter, or it just as long as it was not Tibbs?
I think it was.
Or was it specific
it was
Mike Brown?
No, I believe this was addition by subtraction in the idea in the eyes of the organization, and then it's like, hey, we'll figure it out. It's sort of like when Hot 97 decided they'd had enough of me, Ebro, and Laura. In the moment, they said we have enough. And then at some point they go, we got to come up with a plan, and then they came up with one. And we'll see which. I think the Hot 97 plan may have turned out to be better than Mike Brown in New York, but we'll give it time. But the point is, sometimes you just think I'm moving on from this. I'll figure out what it is later. I think that's kind of what happened with Mike Brown. But I'm also not willing to blame the guy for what's happening at this moment. Don, have fun out there. We'll talk tomorrow.
Yes.
Later, buddy.
Tomorrow at 3:00, buddy.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need some.